And it's great to have you, man.
I appreciate it.
How you feeling? I know it's a couple days in a row. You drag a little bit.
I tell you what, I love it, and radio is a natural. Just that's my caffeine. I love it. So I get fired up. But I have to tell you, the World Cup combination with 6 in the morning radio, they're not going together very well because I can't not watch. I have to watch.
I love it.
So yeah, it's.
I don't. I'll go to bed on my Braves. You know, like last night they were down 1-0. It was like, I don't know, almost 10 o'clock, and I was like, I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm out of here. And then they end up losing 5-2, I believe.
I will be honest. I did take a nap when I got. I ended up staying a little bit yesterday and hanging out with the Kimmer and Pete Davis, which was a blast. But I gotta be honest, man. About 4 o'clock, I was like, I got to go.
Yo, I gotta get out of here. That's so cool when you get to hang out with Pete and Flounder and the Kimmer. So walk me through it, because I was probably in the midst of a nap,
which a very deserved one, I'm sure. It was just a blast, man. So we were Kimmer, of course. Well, I had left a sticker here for Kimmer to see with the screen open on the Snake new Cobra,
the Mustang Cobra,
the big Mustang,
which was like $200,000,
like $224,000 and that's probably before you do it up a little bit.
That's right.
And so Pete comes in and Pete, he's got a nice little fancy car himself, and so they started talking muscle cars, and if you're going to talk muscle cars and motorcycles, I'll stay.
Yeah,
I'll help anybody with that kind of show.
That's right.
So we had a good time in Flounder. Oh, I got to witness their. You know how the Kimmer and they'll do their. I forgot what they call it, the rainy day theater, where they do their little theater show. So I got to actually witness and be the first one that was in studio to witness their fine acting skills.
Yeah, let me tell you.
My goodness, are they?
Dude, thespians, all of them.
Yes, they are. It was quite an honor to see them at work and those acting skills.
Yeah, dude.
And even Flounder. Yeah. Flounder from the booth was just fantastic. So.
He's top of the line, man. That's a great show. It's great people on the show, and they have fun in the afternoon. And so don't ever miss the Kimmer show. I'm sure most people don't. But as a reminder, do not ever miss the Kimmer show. 3 until 6 here on Xtra. And it will never disappoint you, and it'll never let you down. Sometimes I even, because we replay the show overnight as you come in.
Oh, yeah.
So you can, or at least for us, because it's early.
Right,
but
it's early.
From 3 to 6 in the morning, and it is on right until we get in here and go back live. But so I oftentimes get to hear a little bit of what they're doing there. So I'll catch some in the afternoon as it happens. And then sometimes I'll catch about 30 minutes of it driving in. I'm like, all right, what did these crazies do yesterday? Which is always fun.
Well, I will say I have done the same driving here in the morning, and I have to leave.
Yeah,
I leave at about 4 o'clock, 4:15 in the morning.
I leave at 4:30. So
do
I'm
you
right
really?
there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and
4:35.
Yeah,
usually,
and it is fun because at that time there's really nothing on the radio, so it is cool to hear Kimmer at 4:30 in the morning,
and with all that fireball of energy.
Exactly.
So good.
It It keeps me awake for the drive.
Dude, you're talking about World Cup. Did you see the thing that they built downstairs?
Yeah, they finished it.
Yeah, it was it's basically like a big, looks like a step and repeat maybe. But it's got all the groups of World Cup teams.
Yeah, it's got every group.
I just don't know what happens to it. I mean, because I went up and looked at it today or this morning, and it's got the matching corresponding number of paint. So if you wanted to get a specific team's color, or whatever, you could get it, and which is cool. But I was not sure what happens next. Like,
right?
I mean,
maybe this is for fans that want to paint their own flags or something.
Well, yeah, I get that, but couldn't you just do that in a Home Depot store?
You could just do it. I'm sure
do we need a 15, 20-foot step and repeat to
demonstrate?
It looks cool, but I just don't know what it does.
I did see when I was leaving the studio yesterday, there was basically a line of people taking pictures.
Yeah, okay, so maybe that's the attraction.
That's what I guess is they want to show off, hey, look, we can do whatever color you want. But I think more so people are taking pictures and it's screaming Home Depot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's got a big picture of the World Cup trophy.
And it's got the trophy. Yeah, it is kind of neat, though, the way they did it. Now, I looked at it and I thought, okay, maybe they're going to make the brackets. Maybe they're going to
I thought so, too. Yeah, exactly. And moving around and, like, who advances.
So, I have to admit, I was looking at it this morning, and I so badly wanted to go, well, that's not right. And I wanted to move them around because we're in the third game. Now, not all the teams have played their third game yet, but we can pretty much know. We already know, like the Mexico group, the United States group. We pretty much know the order these teams are in. Yeah. And I wanted to change it so bad.
Exactly. Like, this is all wrong.
Yeah.
But 275,000 people have been down to the FIFA fan festival.
Oh, at Centennial Park?
Yeah.
Last night it was
people.
Insane.
Did you go down or you saw it on TV?
I saw it on TV.
Okay.
And on the interwebs.
Yeah. What are they doing now? Because I don't know.
So
I've not paid attention to be honest. Are they doing concerts? Are they doing?
So I did go down there. So was it last week? Yeah, last week. I was down there and I did check it out. It's pretty awesome. They have a stage, so they are doing where they'll bring like little concert type things. They've got this huge screen.
Yeah, sure.
They've got stores. FIFA, of course. There's the FIFA store, and I mean anything and everything soccer. And it's just people hanging out.
Okay.
All right. Drinking, eating, and watching soccer. And so far it's been a lot of fellowship. I mean, there've been no I've
craziness.
Heard of.
Yeah.
All right. There was no basketball fans burning the city down.
Which makes sense, Maybe it's just New York City that's
Maybe it's just New York City.
That's a complete
dump. When you elect socialist, I think you can deserve. It's almost like Mandami and the way these Democrat socialists are. And I have said this before, and I really believe this, and some of you might think, Victor, you're crazy, but they fester this. If you're a Democrat socialist,
they encourage it.
You want want people to be angry and fight, and because when they're doing that, they're not paying attention to what socialism's doing to them. And when they figure it out, it's too late.
Yeah. Dan Bongino had a great post yesterday. It says, "Dear Socialist, when you get a minute, and it shouldn't be hard considering most of you don't have jobs." Pop into South Florida. Find a nice Cuban cafe. Make sure to tell everyone they are sipping their coffee how great socialism is. Let us know how that goes. Thank you, Dan Bongino.
That's great.
There's the truth.
It is 100%. There's nothing worse. I've got some Cuban friends. I mean, I have an ear in the Hispanic community, and I've got Venezuelan friends, Cuban friends, and there's nothing worse than when a white Karen tries to tell them, no, you're wrong.
No,
okay, wait a minute, Miss Karen.
And socialism's great.
My family ran away, not me personally, but some of my friends would tell you how their family escaped Cuba.
My friend
or
Mike
how
Macho.
They escaped. Yes,
one of my dear friends, man, dude, I'm telling you.
But yet a white Karen who's never left the United States, no, it just hasn't been done right.
Or if she has, she's gone to the Eiffel Tower. She's gone to the Disney World. She's gone to the Louvre or something, which is great.
Your guided tour through socialism is not socialism.
Very different. Very different. It's like a family of ours that adopted from China, and they had to go over for a month and they had to go through the indoctrination. Mm-hmm. They took them to every perfect site. It's wonderful. Everybody's happy. And dude, they saw right through it. They were like, this is the most hollow, awful thing. I can't wait to get this kid and get out of here. And and she had lots of health issues. Female had a lot of health issues. So she was about to be in a bad way. Really bad way. So they saw it up front. They saw it up close. And I think most people that have ever been anywhere except for the Disney tour parts of Europe, they all see it. They know it.
That's so true, and that's another thing. When you have your little backpack and Daddy's credit card or Mom's credit card, and you have a rail pass, and you're hopping around Europe,
it's great.
That's not. You're not seeing what the people have to deal with. And if you doubt me, just look at all the things on social media that are being posted from Europeans here that are just flabbergasted that they can get a refill, or that they have more than one choice for things. So.
And you're seeing down in a lot of South America, young people rejecting Marxism and socialism and communism already because they've lived through it. It would be really good for the young in America to really take a look at that. Now, I do believe most of the things that are building, the socialists that are winning, like that is like orchestrated, with Roy Neville Sigmund, the crazy billionaire that made all of his money in Silicon Valley. Yeah, Roy Sigmund in communist China. Between him sending billions to orchestrate all of this stuff and make it look a particular way, that way kids are drawn to it. I don't believe that it's organic, right? Because it can't be. It doesn't make sense. Like it's so obvious. I mean, how many millions of people has socialism and communism killed around the world, starved to death? And they call Donald Trump a Nazi, but then they forget the Nazis are socialists.
Yeah. It's called the Nazi Socialist Party for a reason.
For a reason.
I know, it's all right there. But.
And then, dude, just think about the way that it feels like we're in this circular motion right now. We're just circling back to, because that's the way history does.
It sure does.
And you had in New York City the Jewish man that wasn't allowed. His elected official wasn't allowed in the coffee shop. You can't come in here. You're not welcome. Yeah, you're not. What is this? What is that?
Where did these people get it in their heads that it's okay to actually look at a human being? Which I was told for years that the Democrats were the compassionate ones. But yet they're looking at a human being going,
they still
either we don't like your skin color or we don't like what you believe, so we're going to treat you really badly. We've been there before. Yeah. I've seen that movie before.
Yeah.
And yet...
around the world multiple times.
And they think they're righteous for it somehow. It's just crazy.
That's the indoctrination, man. That's why.
That's true.
The last 50, 60, 70 years of the United States, where they take over the education, they take over the cultural, Hollywoods and whatever, anything cultural they take. I mean, they had at the Smithsonian. Remember a couple years ago, it was during the Biden administration, they put in there like being on time was a white
that's
deal.
Oppression.
That's an oppression.
You're an oppressor.
Yeah, right. Because
it's this whole.
And then they finally removed it because it's so ridiculous.
And now, and they're still trying to change the Smithsonian. But no, it is. It's that type of Marxism. It's postmodernism, I think they call it. To where you're either an oppressor or you're a victim.
No, that's right.
And you and I have talked about this off the air. The Democrat Party will never cease creating victims, or as I put it on my show, a victim box.
Yeah, that's right.
And
you're able to check it.
Yeah, and you're able to check it. And then the Democrats, they want to put you in a group, and then they want to put you in a victim box. So like for me as a Hispanic, well somehow I'm too dumb to get an ID to vote. They put Hispanics with black voters. We're just all too dumb. So you get to go.
It's better than being an evil white dude.
I guess it is. I mean, you guys are just screwed, dude. You're white and blue eyed.
Dude, I'm telling you, I am the devil incarnate.
Incarnation.
and right now I'm impressing you. So
oh my goodness. Oh yes. Is it okay? So yes, that is a good way to put it. According to today's Democrat Party and their postmodernism crap and their Marxism crap, me sitting here next to you, somehow a Democrat would say, no, you're brown, you're being oppressed because that dude's white. I'm like, no, this dude's my friend.
It's so dumb.
They can't comprehend it.
No, I see, but the thing is, I think they can. Well, I think they totally know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do.
I think they totally know what they're doing. It doesn't make sense. Like if you don't realize... the plan. If you haven't thought the plan through, then you think, man, that's not make sense. How could they possibly think that? They don't really think it. They don't really believe it. They just need it.
Yep.
They need it for power. They need it to create a victim status so they can say, I'll solve your problems. You don't have to.
That's true.
I'll do it.
Yep. They would much rather us look at each other and try to figure out a problem between us rather than looking at what we do and look at them and go and call them out for what they're doing.
Yeah, they're able to hide it because you're busy fighting each other.
Because we're busy fighting each other, and look what they're doing.
We're making all the money. We're taking taking control of everything. Dude, it's awful.
It's true. We talked about it yesterday. Look at the Democrat Party of today and how wealthy. Where are the elites? The elites aren't with the Republicans. You look at the guys who are billionaires from Google. They're not Republican voters,
dude. And the other thing is, I think there's a difference in rich and elite.
Oh, for sure.
I see a very big difference because I know some rich people. They drive old cars,
and you would never
know it, and they give to their church.
Well, you know the most common vehicle for your typical millionaire,
like a
Ford F-150,
which is I think if not the most popular truck in the United States. It's up there. I think it's the number one selling truck for years. But yes, it is. It's always it's an old pickup truck, and typically not brand new.
Brand new.
I mean, at some point it had to be, but it's not
right. But they don't go out and buy a new car every 2 years, right. Which a lot of people. I mean, I have known in the past some coworkers who had to have a new car every 2 years. I'm like, why are you doing that? You're going in debt for a car because you want to. I mean, you're the one you're driving is fine.
Yeah.
And I mean, I bought used cars from people I used to work with because of their.
Well, just the fact that it was taken care of.
Yeah. And that they felt they needed a new one. So I'd be like, well, I'll take the old one.
Yeah, let me buy the old one. I'll take it.
I'll drive the wheels up. Dude, I have my car that's sitting in this parking deck right next to this great studio has 180,000 miles on it.
My old pickup truck just turned over 100,000 this week or yesterday.
That's great.
Yesterday,
to me, that's an accountlement.
I was on my way to the gym when it flipped over.
Awesome.
And went in there, got a little workout in, and then, gosh, I told me and my sweet wife went and got an ice cream last night after dinner.
Excellent.
She made us this super healthy dinner, and I was like, "You want to go get ice cream?
You want to go get ice cream?" You're that guy.
Yeah.
My wife gets so mad at me because me and my 3-year-old, the minute she looks at me and goes ice cream, I can't say no. And my wife is like, "I'm trying to get in shape."
Yeah. This ain't making it easy.
Well, we're going for ice cream.
Yeah. Well, we split it if it makes a difference. I don't know that it does.
we do too. We do too. So we pretend that it makes a difference.
Yeah. It was so good. But she made this really healthy dinner, and we got in my old 100,000+ mile pickup truck. We went and got it.
That's
got us some old ice cream over off Windward Parkway. 6 o'clock hours brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett. When we come back, Talk Master Neil Bortz joins us on Extra.
Stream Atlanta's only conservative voice anywhere you go with the Extra 106.3 app. Now equipped with Apple CarPlay. That means you'll always have Extra's crystal clear HD stream right on your dashboard no matter where you are. Download the all-new Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
I know lately if your AC goes out, you're in a bad way. And we have some friends that has happened to. They don't live here in Atlanta, but I was like, man, you got to find a company like Chuck and his team over at Central Heating and Air Conditioning because they're terrific. And, you just got to find a family-owned operation so they treat you right. So you actually deal with the people that are running the company, not some venture capitalist buyout where you're just a number. It doesn't matter to you. They're just trying to upsell you. And if they can convince you can't fix your AC when you have a little hiccup with it, a little problem with it, that you need to buy a new one, that's kind of the MO. That's the operation. That's the way it goes. So not at Central Heating and Air Conditioning. And I've been working with them for years, even before I spoke on their behalf. They care about the community. They care about you, and they do things the right way. I've experienced it so many times, over and over again. And right now they're doing Christmas in July, where if you sign up for a maintenance agreement to make sure you don't have those hiccups, Central donates $10 to support mental health treatment and recovery. Smart move for you, too, because you get priority service, seasonal tune-ups, and fewer breakdowns when you need your HVAC the most. 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com. Carrier warranty, carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
The walk-off home run, the buzzer beater, the photo finish. That feeling when everything lines up and you get what you need just when you need it. It feels unbelievable in sports, but when it comes to your finances, it makes you feel unstoppable. Visit Truist.com today to see how having the tools you need and a great team by your side can help you take your game to the next level. Truist Bank, Member FDIC.
What a season. The boys are giving us plenty to celebrate, but if you've celebrated a little too hard after a win and ended up in jail, you need A Second Chance bail bonds. We handle bonds from the stadium to the city, and in most cases, we can have you or your loved one out in a matter of hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT. Or online at atlbail.com.
For generations, drivers across Atlanta have turned to Jim Ellis Chevrolet for a better car buying experience. Why?
Because at Jim Ellis Chevrolet, it's about more than selling vehicles. It's about taking care of their customers.
Whether you're searching for a rugged Silverado, a family-friendly Equinox, a sporty Blazer, or one of Chevrolet's innovative electric vehicles,
Jim Ellis Chevrolet offers the selection you're looking for with a professional, no-pressure environment where your time is respected and your needs come first.
Finding your next Chevy has never been easier with the Jim Ellis Expressway. You can shop online, value your trade, explore payment options, and save time at the dealership.
When you're ready to drive home in a new Chevrolet, trust the dealership that's been serving Atlanta drivers for decades. Visit JimEllisChevrolet.com or stop by Jim Ellis Chevrolet on Peachtree Boulevard, just inside the perimeter. Jim Ellis Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Jim Ellis, expect the best.
Staples Easy Deal Days are here. Score up to 50% off on more than 1,000 products in-store and online. It all ends July 4th. Staples. That was easy.
Atlanta radio legends are right here on Extra 106.3. And here's what you missed from Neil Bortz.
First of all, and this isn't just Atlanta, I note that the nation's media is continuing to call these riots that are occurring on beaches and elsewhere, shopping malls, teen takeovers, when everybody with any observational power at all knows that it's blacks that are participating in these near riots. You know who does recognize this? Black commentators on social media. They're the ones that are calling BS on the media for referring to them only as teen takeovers. Again, you want to solve the problem? Identify the problem. The problem isn't teens.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app. The Morning Extra, starting your day the right way. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
What is the impeachable offense? To think, and this is where I ask my leftist brethren, it took you 7 days to get rid of Eric Swalwell. You've had 10 years for Donald Trump. Do you really think the next one is the one that's going to do it? If they didn't make you, they can't break you. Politics made Eric Swalwell. That's why politics killed Eric Swalwell.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is Extra 106.3. The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Thursday, June 25th, and here are your headlines. After an explosive meeting in the Senate turned into a win for President Trump and his administration, key Republicans flipped on another bid to handcuff the administration's authorities in Iran. In its final act before leaving Washington for a 2-week break, the Senate rejected Democrats' attempt to rein in Trump's war powers in Iran as talks continue between the U.S. and Tehran to hammer out a long-term peace agreement. Brookhaven leaders approved the city's first property tax increase in more than a decade. The millage rate will jump 40%, with city officials saying it's needed to close a $6 million budget gap and avoid cuts to services and other public safety positions. And finally, Cobb County voters will decide in November whether to renew the county's 1% SPLOST sales tax. If approved, the measure would generate more than $1.1 billion for projects, including road improvements, public safety upgrades, new county facilities, and a new state court building. Today's weather will be partly cloudy with a small chance of rain in the afternoon. It'll be a high of 86 and a low of 70. With your Extra 106.3 headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
The one, the only Neil Bortz joins us on the Morning Extra at Extra 106.3. Victor is in for Front Office Los. Neil, how are you, man? Good morning.
Let's see, weather low this morning, 44 degrees, 45 degrees right now. The high today will be 73, bright sunshine. How are you people doing?
Well,
Wait, who turned off the global warming machine?
That's right.
Who unplugged it?
Goodness
Neil?
gracious. I think we're like...
Well, we learned a couple of weeks ago that even those that have been pushing this global warming nonsense have admitted that, hey, we're wrong.
Yeah, it's not.
The Earth has been a lot warmer than this.
Yeah, it's not catastrophic. Even the UN is like, yeah, I know. We said all these things that were coming, and we're wrong about all that. Sorry. Hey, although Al Gore, did you see him the other day? Al Gore said his movie, An Inconvenient Truth, is dead on, dead accurate.
Oh, gosh.
Did you see that, Neil?
No, listen. I'm not up here to watch the news.
No, I don't blame you. Dude. I get it. I understand.
9,600 feet.
Yeah. Are you in the Rockies? Where are you?
I'm in the Rockies.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Do you have a tank
I'll
of
be
oxygen?
here maybe toward the end of July. I'll leave.
Okay.
Do you have a tank of oxygen with you, just in case?
They sell these little canisters. They're about the size of a smart water bottle. And you can take a snort of oxygen if you want one. They're pricey, about $18, $20 a piece.
Oh, wow. I didn't know they were that expensive, but they are cool.
Yeah, but I am, since 1 year old, an asthmatic.
Okay. My son is too.
Although it's pretty much gone away. But I still have a reduced lung capacity, so every once in a while I'll just take a snort, sometimes, of oxygen.
Terrible.
Excellent.
And I hear it gives you, like, if you get especially that really pure oxygen, you get a hit of that, and boy, you'd be ready to do cartwheels.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready to do a talk show, but I won't.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, you don't have to anymore.
And they have oxygen bars around here.
I did not know that, but I know they do out in Las Vegas.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's Vegas. No, but you can go in there and pay a couple dollars and put a nasal cannula on and just sit there and
the first time I'd ever done that was in Las Vegas. I was out covering the Academy of Country Music Awards, and they were like, "Hey, have you been to this oxygen bar?" I was like, "Well, no, I haven't. Tell me more."
I've seen them in Vegas. They're kind of gimmicky there.
Oh, definitely. Everything in Vegas is a gimmick, of course.
They look like they have flavored oxygen.
They do,
Vegas.
yes.
Oh God,
that's right.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, on the way from Palm Springs, California, to the Rocky Mountains, we did pass through Las Vegas, and I mean pass through. That's how little interest I have in that place anymore.
Same here. Same here, Neil. I've only been once, and I have zero desire to go back. I'm not interested. I'm not much of a gambler. I'll take a maybe $50, $100, whatever, and once it's gone, it's gone. But yeah, just that when just walking down the street, I was offered everything that you can imagine. They were handing out these little cards that had all kinds of, terrible, crazy pictures on them. Like, how do you go there with a child?
And the next morning when you walk out of your hotel, those cards are littering the sidewalk.
That's right, dude. And it is like filthy.
And you cannot walk through Vegas without getting a contact high.
And then I see some sweet young thing walking through the lobby of a hotel. This one was the which hotel? Oh, it was that sister hotel to the Venetian. I don't know what they call it.
Not sure.
Anyway, carrying a giant inflatable penis. I don't.
Are you serious?
I got a picture of it. I'll send it to you sometime.
No, that's good. No, I'm good. I'm good. No, you don't have to. No, don't worry about that. Just hang on to it. I'll take your word for it.
I did have the sense to stop and take a picture of it.
No, see,
text it to producer Bryce.
I don't think I would have took a picture of that because I don't want to ever see that again.
The one thing that could have kept me in Vegas overnight would have been if there had been a decent show at the Sphere.
Yeah, I do. So okay, you're right about that. I'd like to see a show out there.
Yeah, I don't need to pay $250 to see The Wizard of Oz.
No, you're right. Although I hear they're building a smaller version of the Sphere. It's planned for Nashville.
Huh.
Well, that's probably going to be one of our next stops.
Okay. Well, look, the Sphere won't be there yet, but eventually.
Yeah, I know. I love Nashville.
Me too.
And I'm now looking for even more and more people to bail out on New York and head for Nashville, head for Florida. 7 out of 10 communists. And look, don't give me this democratic socialist
communist.
BS.
That's what it is.
They are at worst socialists and at best communists, and maybe ought to. They throw this word democratic in there to make it sound palatable to the dumb masses. And I'm democratic. Yeah, you are. And Mom Dammy's plan now if we don't like the way you're taking care of your rental property, we're just going to seize it. Well, that's what they did in Moscow in 1917. They're communist. And they've got a lot of appeal with young people. And the reason they have so much appeal with young people is young people are just not only scared to death, but really ticked off at the idea of having to live in a meritocracy.
Yeah.
Where the harder you work, the smarter you work, the better your life. And they don't want... I deserve a great, fulfilled life without having to work for it. And that's what's driving this 7 out of 10 communist wins in New York. And if I was a business owner in New York, I couldn't wait. Even the soup Nazi wants to leave.
Morgan Stanley, though. Morgan Stanley was choosing between Dallas and Alpharetta. We did the story yesterday, and they've chosen Dallas ultimately, but it wasn't Atlanta. It was Alpharetta that they were choosing from because they wanted to stay out of the mess.
Well, I mean, in Dallas, I don't think a bulletproof vest is quite yet your daily garb.
It's coming, though. Soon.
And I read yesterday that Brookhaven was where Ring Radio was, okay? But their city council just voted to raise the property taxes by 47%.
And what are you getting for your 40%, do you suppose? Because the government will waste, including local government, will waste and abuse that money. You're not getting anything. I would be pitching a fit down there.
I just recently left Brookhaven.
For that reason?
Because of the yes.
Well, that's where I was living when I married the Queen.
Buddy, that you scored right there with the Queen, and you made sense by getting out of there.
Getting out.
Yeah. Then the one I got out of was Butthead.
Well.
And I mean, the taxes on my last home in Butthead were about $30,000 a year.
Good Lord.
But by the time I left, it was $60,000 a year, and now the latest on my particular piece of property that we had there is close to $100,000 a year. You tell me how in the hell that a retired man and woman living in a condo in Buckhead should have to pay $100,000 in property taxes a year.
They can't, and that's why, at least in the governor's race and the discussion leading up, and they're in the primaries, and what lieutenant governor too, and pretty much every political position we had on, everything was about property taxes. Every discussion led with that.
And now, being in Colorado right now, it's kind of amazing. I have Starlink on the motor coach here, and I still watch Naples newscasts. I still get the Naples news.
Okay.
But I also, on some channels, I get they're in the midst of a primary election here in Colorado, and these candidates here, Cranston Snord will fight Trump's fascist agenda. And we get all of these commercials from these Democrat and socialist wannabes about how they're gonna fight for rent control. They're gonna fight for this, fight for that. They're gonna fight for the very things that destroyed California, which was the state they came from.
Yep. And then they do it in the state that they go to.
And this is the idiocy of left-wingers. This is the idiocy of the left. They get sick and damn tired of the political structure they've built in a place like California or in a place like New York. They move somewhere else where it is a lot more welcoming and a lot easier, and they say, well, I'm glad I moved here, but, these people are doing this all wrong. That's not the way we did it in New York. And they start voting for the very same brain-dead BS artists that they did for in California or in New York.
Yep.
And that's what's happening here in Colorado.
It scares me to death, Neil. Anytime I'm driving home, from here in the ballpark, 285 and then north 400 or vice versa, coming back to work, whatever it is.
Yeah.
When I see a tag from New York or California or Washington State or Massachusetts, I'm like, oh, dear God. Oh, dear God, please tell me you're going home. Please tell me you're not staying here.
That's the way I feel when I see a New York license plate.
I know, me too. Yeah, I know. And I know they're good people trying to get out of New York, but my fear is that some of the things that they were handed, they'll still want. And I'm like, no, that's the reason we don't have taxes the way y'all do there. Please stop. Please pay attention. And I know it's not all of them, but it's some of them.
Some of them.
You know, I shouldn't talk about this, but what the hell? When I first moved into my present home in Naples, which is on the beach, and I watch the sunsets and all of that.
Well, you can't hide money.
I know you can. You can spend it though.
Yes, sir, you can.
Yeah. And so there was one particular resident who is no longer there, who was apparently tremendously upset by my presence in that building.
Oh.
And this was COVID era when they decided the board wanted to pass an edict that when you're not in your own unit, you need to be wearing a mask on the property.
Oh.
And he demanded that the security cameras be researched to look for
violators
occasions where I was not wearing a mask.
Wow.
And he was the head of DEI for a very large company. So there you go. He's now gone. I hope to hell he went back to New York.
Yes. But they got a taste of it. Those authoritarians during COVID, they got a taste of it, and they're like, oh, my gosh, this is so good. We've got to have more of this. Let's see where we can implement it. I know we're not in any sort of pandemic. Let's see where we can implement it and use that power, that authority. It's like traffic cameras. I hate them too. You know, I mean, I know they're different.
Oh, they turned out to be they're a complete fraud.
Every bit of it. It's nothing.
I mean, if you're talking about red light cameras.
Yes, I am, of course.
Oh, they're a fraud.
I know.
Big time.
We had them in Naples, and of course they're private. They're paid for privately, and they're monitored privately. And the people that own them and set them up and monitor them, they issue the tickets and they keep a certain percentage of the revenue.
Yep, there you go.
So in Naples, they were the 90% of the tickets that they issued were for right turns on red, where you did not stop and wait 3 full seconds before you turned right. And so finally the people in Naples said, this is not going to work here, and they just disappeared overnight.
Good. I wish that would happen in Smyrna and Alpharetta and everywhere else, because there's one right up the street, and I see it flashing all the time. And I go, oh, my gosh, those people are they're just being taken advantage of.
They should put a sound box on it. Cha-ching,
I
cha-ching.
heard you guys talking about your hot cars. Did you call Kimmer and wake him up?
No! Neil,
he was awake before us.
No kidding. That he's doing push-ups
I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it.
He was probably getting up to go home.
Where do you think he's been?
Oh, I don't know. At a Waffle House?
That's the sanitized version of what you wanted to say. I know where your head's at.
So what kind of car does he drive?
Mustang.
Dude, and this thing's got 800
horsepower.
Or 850. He said it's 100 more horsepower than a NASCAR.
Well, that sounds like a Dodge Demon.
That too.
You know what car I was driving when I met the Queen and wooed her?
A badass one?
A Ford Pinto.
No,
you were not.
Dude, you must be the most charming man on the face of the earth. What woman falls for a Pinto?
It's because you're tall.
Yeah, that's it. I was driving a Pinto, and it was the color of the yellow stripe on a road. It was a butterscotch, which, by the way, I had personally pinstriped.
No,
you did not,
dude. I bet that was awful. I bet that's terrible.
That sounds great. Was it a stick shift?
All true.
Oh, my gosh, Neil. Make up something better. That's a terrible story.
No. You know, and Kimmer probably wouldn't like the Bortz bus because it's got an Allison automatic transmission in it.
Yeah.
He wanted to shift gears.
No, he said his current car is an automatic because they don't make that Shelby Cobra, I think is what he has.
Yeah, I think that's what he has.
Yeah. They don't make it in a 5-speed anymore, 6-speed anymore.
You know, more and more 18-wheelers now, automatic transmissions.
Mm-hmm.
More of them. You'd be surprised.
Really?
Now, I do have a gadget on the bus, and good Lord, I love driving this thing. It's a transmission retarder. Ever heard one of those?
I've not. No, I've not.
Can you say that on the radio?
Oh, yeah. It's tranitard. It's a transmission retarder, and it's operated by a lever on the steering column with 6 settings. And when you engage it at various levels, and it has sort of like an anti-turbo in the transmission that slows the transmission down, which thus slows the bus down. Or I'd love to have one on a car.
Yeah, all right.
But if I'm at the top, I'm going to have to go down some long downhill grades to get out of the mountains in a month or so.
Yeah, I know.
And at the top of the grade, okay, what gear do you think I would climb this mountain in? Oh, it'd probably be fourth gear.
Okay.
So I'll downshift to fourth gear, turn on the transmission retarder, and I don't have to touch the brakes all the way down the mountain.
My fourth grade teacher called me that.
Yeah.
So like engine braking, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, engine braking is it's rougher on the transmission than
I bet.
Or the engine brake is a Jake brake, and they're just loud and obnoxious.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of that stuff because I don't have a bus. I did pull up a picture of your yellow Pinto.
Pinto, he did.
I found one that's been restored. 73 Ford Pinto sedan, and it's that yellow color you're talking about.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, since I met her in 71, that wasn't mine.
Okay, so but this one, a couple years older, but still a hideous car.
But
that's awful.
The Mustang came out in 76, I think.
66?
You're right.
64 and a half.
Yeah,
Wasn't the first one a 64 and a half?
Yeah, it was right on 65.
I did have a 66 Mustang.
Okay.
But it was 3 on the floor. It wasn't at all fancy. But I just had to have the Mustang.
Yeah, 64 and a half.
So I married a girl who had one.
That boy? Well, you figured that out.
Let me tell you, it was not worth it.
That was the first go-round?
She could have been driving a Lamborghini, and it would not have been worth it. Did you hear Brandon, what's-his-name's new word for who's responsible for all of the violence in Chicago?
Trump, right?
No, it's transfemicide.
Oh, yes, I did. Brandon Johnson, the mayor up there, yeah.
How did that dude get elected?
Nutcase.
Yeah, well, but dude, they're getting. How they're electing socialists all across the country, man. There's a socialist wave right now.
Here's a question I have, and Neil, maybe you can give me some insight on this. How come no journalist, so-called journalists, will just ask one of these people define socialism or define Democrat socialism or define fascism, since they don't seem to know what it means?
Well, we've gone 30 or 40 years now where not one journalist will say, well, you just called somebody a racist. You wrote that they were. Why don't you define? What is the definition of racist?
They can't do it.
No,
Guarantee
they won't.
They won't do it. That's it.
They don't want to put. They want to promote that agenda, not restrict it. So they're not going to. They're not going to ask anybody that question.
The socialists have the wins in their sails, man. They see a foothold taking, a way to get a foothold in the country. They've been dreaming of this for probably 100 years, if not more. And now they see their opportunity, and there's enough people that are ignorant enough to say, yeah, I love getting free stuff.
Absolutely, that's why we call them the dumb masses, which you cannot say fast on the radio.
Dumb masses. Dumb masses. No, I can't.
Careful.
No, the dumbasses.
I love it.
And at any rate, I mean, there are people in this country who give serious consideration to the promoting the bartender to be the next presidential candidate.
Oh, I know,
my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
She's got. Oh, that's scary, Neil. But you're 100% right. 100%.
And there's if you really want to chill to settle over your bones. I just saw this last night. Some group, some media, I don't know what it was, just said that Kamala Harris's daughter was the most beautiful woman in the world.
I know. I gotta look this up.
Have you seen a picture of her?
I have. And
let's start with her unibrow.
Wow. Oh, does she have one? Oh, wow.
It's the most beautiful woman in the world.
Oh, goodness.
And then Don Lemon says that Michelle Obama is much more beautiful than Melania Trump.
Oh, come on.
Dude.
But then again, he's gay.
I just pulled up the picture of Ella Imhoff, and wow. Who said she was the most beautiful girl in the world?
Does she have the unibrow in that picture?
Yes, it's strong. It's strong. Yeah, I mean, like that thing can pick up weight.
That is the most beautiful woman in the world.
Who said that again?
I'm sorry.
You don't remember? Oh, okay. You don't remember who said
that?
I had too much Bailey's last night.
Boy.
Yeah. Don and I like to sit outside in the cool night air here in the Rockies, watch the aspens quake, and look at the stars in the sky and just have a little snort of Bailey's before we go to bed. Then we watch puppy videos.
Yeah, dude, oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Me and my wife are the next generation Bortz and his wife. We do the same thing. I was sitting on the front porch in Alpharetta.
And watch puppy videos?
I do later, and she's like, what are you giggling at? Are you watching cat videos again or dog videos again? And I'm like, yeah, I am.
Yeah, me too.
It makes me smile. I love them.
Well, I don't have a puppy right now.
Oh, well.
So
maybe you can go to a shelter and just pet some of those puppies that need some attention.
Well, there is one next door called Millie. She's a Maltese, British Cocker, whatever, King Charles Spaniel mix. She's the sweetest thing. She's only 5 months old. I told her to get her knocked up, and I want a puppy.
Oh, there we go. I bet they took kindly to that. Boy, that Neil, he just is so eloquent in the way he talks.
That's how I make a living. That's a pretty good living doing stuff like that.
That's why you get to tour like you do now, Neil.
That's right.
You know what I'm going to do right now?
As little as possible.
Well, let's see. It's 5:49 in the Rockies. So what am I going to do?
Nothing.
You're going to
go back to bed.
I'm going back to bed.
God bless him, Neil Bortz, the Talkmaster. Thank you, Neil. We love you, bud.
Y'all be good.
Thanks, Neil.
Nobody better. 6 o'clock hour brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett. When we come back, did you see who showed up with Presbo? Since we talked about Rush Limbaugh yesterday and what he called him, Presbo, President Barack Obama. So we'll talk about who showed up with Presbo next on the Morning Xtra on Xtra 106.3. Download the app so you can listen live and on demand.
Xtra 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, June 25th. The Braves were swept for the first time this season after a 5-2 loss in the series finale of the Padres last night. The 4-game losing streak marks the longest losing streak of the season for Atlanta as they now head to San Francisco for a 3-game weekend series that begins on Friday night. The Hawks continue to add to their roster and get the center they've been looking for in the NBA draft. Following a trade for the number 52 overall pick, the Hawks selected 7-foot center Henry Visar out of North Carolina in the second round. Visar averaged 17 points, nearly 9 rebounds, and just over 2 assists in his final season as a Tar Heel. And the United States men's national team plays their final match in group stage play of the World Cup tonight. They face off against Turkey with kickoff set for 10 p.m. With your sports headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
Hey, this is Los with David from Atlanta, who just purchased his new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent way to buy your next vehicle. David, tell us about your experience.
I had been looking for a vehicle for a couple months. The car buying process was a little challenging at first for me. I had some credit issues in the past, and I just happened to hear a familiar voice on the radio, and it happened to be on the Honest Car Guy ad. I got in touch with Tom. Within 2, maybe 3 days, I had a vehicle being shipped here from Orlando, Florida. I have already recommended him to family members, several friends, and I'll purchase a car from Tom when I make my next purchase for sure.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
For the purpose of this commercial, we'll refer to erectile dysfunction as Ed. This is the story of Ed. No one likes Ed. Ed can be a real problem, a real downer. Ed can come between you and your partner. And if you let Ed go unchecked, Ed'll continue to destroy your hanky-panky plans. Ed has taken over your life. On date night, all you can think about is Ed. When you roll over in bed for the morning smooch, there's Ed. And when you're cooking a romantic dinner for your wife, there's Ed in an apron. So how do you get rid of Ed? Kick him to the curb with Total Body Therapy of Georgia. They're Ed experts. They understand what causes Ed to be Ed, and they know how to get Ed going in the right direction. He'll learn to stand on his own with proven all-natural therapies that don't require surgery or downtime. So if you've had enough of Ed, take matters into your own hands. Call Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911. Learn more online at tbtofga.com.
There's a lot riding on every digging project. You want it done and over with. And the utility companies want their underground lines untouched and intact. Georgia 811 helps connect the dots. If you're digging, submit your ticket to us at least 3 business days before the project starts. We'll notify our utility members, and they'll send locators to mark their lines at your site. Georgia 811, connecting the dots for safe digging.
Sponsored by Georgia 811. Welcome Georgia Tech's first-year men's head basketball coach Scott Cross for his inaugural year at the helm. Season tickets are now on sale. Angles in from the left, up and under with the reverse is good. Save your seat in the Thriller Dome to watch Scott Cross and the Yellow Jackets next season. A spin, digs the shoulder in, banks it and scores, and a foul. 2 hands on by the freshman, and it's a 1-point game. Guarantee your seats by going to RamlinWreck.com/tickets. Sting 'em.
Freedom lives on Extra 106.3 as we hook you up with an extra $250 to celebrate 250 years of America's freedom. Starting Monday, we'll be hooking you up with an extra $250 to help with gas bills or maybe just an extra case of beer to celebrate America. Listen to the Morning Extra starting Monday for all the details from Atlanta's most patriotic station, Extra 106.3 FM.
I'll tell you, I don't even drink beer. I'm not a beer drinker. Tug and my buddy Victor here on the Morning Extra and Extra 106.3. But just because I was curious, because on Monday we're going to start giving away $250, as you just heard there, extra cash in honor of 250 years of America, $250, and we're going to do it for a couple weeks. Just because, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
That's awesome.
And we appreciate the folks that the ownership here at Dickey Broadcasting. We took them the idea, and they're like, "Yeah, let's do it. Love it." And so I'm not a beer drinker now. I didn't say I wasn't a drinker. I said a beer drinker.
You're not a beer drinker.
Yeah. So I like to have me a three-finger bourbon on the rocks or something once in a while. Like to have me old rum and Coke once in a while.
All right.
As often as I can, maybe. I kid somewhat. But I just did a quick Google search. How many beers could you buy with $250? And it says anywhere, Google's AI overview says anywhere between 80 and 250 beers, depending on whether you buy at a bulk or at a retail shop, if you're buying craft beer or purchasing it individually at a bar or a restaurant. So, I mean, they broke it out everywhere.
Yeah.
But between 80 and 250 beers.
250.
That's what you can do with your 250 if you choose.
If you choose to.
Or you could buy something that would be better. I don't know.
Right.
250
Mountain Dews. That's where
I'm not sure that'd be any better. You'd be spun up like Tasmanian devil. Good Lord. Just crazy.
That is true.
Absolutely crazy. So anyway, so just a couple things to
excellent
to consider, because that is coming up on Monday the 29th. We'll start that here on the Morning Extra. And in the afternoon show with the Kimmer, Pete and Flounder, quickly, because I know we're short on time here, went a little long with Neil Bort's Talkmaster.
It was worth it.
I know, it always is. Did you see, because they did that Obama library ceremony last week, did you see who showed up? Bill Ayers and Bernadine Dorn, the founders of the Weather Underground.
They actually showed up.
Yeah, they were there. Doesn't that just...
Oh, but when he was running, I don't know who they are. I mean, I didn't sit in his home and announce my campaign for Chicago Senate. No, that wasn't me.
Not at all.
Pay no attention to what I actually did.
Yeah, exactly, which is set bombs in federal buildings and just craziness.
Wow.
And when... his quote is, "I don't regret setting those bombs. I don't feel like we did enough."
Yeah, we didn't do enough.
And that... This has been building. When Obama said, "I want to fundamentally
change the U.S."
What is happening now was his plan.
He set the foundation.
That's exactly right. And I've said it 1,000 times. When he put his arm around Mamdani, that was him passing the torch, saying, "I started it. You take it and run with it."
Yeah. You look at Mamdani. You cannot tell me Mamdani doesn't look in the mirror and try to emulate Obama.
Absolutely.
That's what this guy's done.
That's exactly right. He's just more out front about it.
Yeah.
And can say it where Obama at the time couldn't.
He even tries to use Obama's dialect.
Oh, I know. I know. Yeah. Let's talk about what the left wants to do with your investments. Next on the Morning Extra, Victor and for Los here on Extra 106.3. My name is Tug.
The Kimmer Show is live until 6 p.m. and Extra 106.3 has the rest of your night covered with Jesse Kelly up next. Fox Across America with Jimmy Vela at 9 p.m. and The Guy Benson Show at midnight. All live on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Hey Braves fans, it's Tom Glavine, and when my ride needs a wash, I head straight to Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Their friendly team and industry-leading technology give my car the ultimate shine every time. Experience an elite clean you can count on at Tidal Wave Auto Spa, the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves and my go-to car wash destination.
My car is happy. I am happy. Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
The future of business in Georgia is bright, and Georgia Power is a driving force behind the businesses and organizations that are vital to the growth of the state. Just ask Mark O'Brien, President and CEO of Lake Point Sports, the premier travel and youth sports destination.
One of the things that Georgia Power really prides themselves on is being involved in the community, being service-oriented. And one thing that we've really collaborated with them on is their real-time pricing. And we work with them on whether it's really hot or really cold, particularly for the Champion Center, how we manage cost efficiency during those times. And so they have programs in place that allow us to manage it to the best of our ability to reduce the cost when it's at its peak of most expensive energy.
To learn more about how Georgia Power is helping businesses big and small, visit georgiapower.com and tune in all year to discover how they're powering the future of Georgia. And now, Deep Thoughts with Neil Bortz.
If you kill a killer, the number of killers in the world remains the same.
An Extra 106.3 AI exclusive. The Morning Extra. Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. Extra 106.3.
Hey, Fox News. I should say at least. They expect to find more victims in collapsed and damaged homes and buildings after two quakes a minute apart. The first a magnitude 7.2, the next a 7.5.
Rescuers and first responders can be seen digging through the rubble, searching for survivors. People could be heard calling for help from the wreckage, according to reports. And buildings, of course, are without power, many reduced to rubble. Officials have completely closed the train and metro systems, and the international airport there has also been shut down after parts of the ceiling collapsed. Some posting chaotic footage to social media, capturing those terrified passengers scrambling to safety.
Fox's Chanley Painter. President Trump says the U.S. is ready, willing, and able to help. And Secretary of State Marco Rubio says search and rescue teams are being deployed along with medical and humanitarian aid. Rubio is now in the Middle East.
The Secretary of State's in Bahrain, home to the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet. He's been meeting foreign ministers from countries affected by the war with Iran. They're concerned about a potential peace deal being too soft on an Iranian regime which closed the Strait of Hormuz and fired missiles and drones at its neighbors.
We want a deal that's good. We want a deal that's real. We want a deal that's verifiable. And we want a deal that's adhered to.
Secretary Rubio promises Iran won't be allowed to charge tolls in the Strait of Hormuz.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Last night at a rally in the National Mall in Washington to kick off the Great American State Fair, the president said,
"For the first time in 3,000 years, we are finally going to have peace in the Middle East."
The Senate voted again on a war powers resolution, and unlike Tuesday, they rejected it. Two Republicans switched votes, including Bill Cassidy, after a heated exchange with the president at lunch.
He did not particularly care for my comments. Raised his voice. I lost my temper.
Cassidy's on his way out of the Senate. The president backed a Republican challenger in Louisiana. America's listening to
life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when pain is a part of everyday life. Relief Factor was created to help people address inflammation, which is one of the most common causes of ongoing aches and pains from aging, overexertion, or just daily living. It's 100% drug-free, research-based formula, no prescription, no masking of symptoms, just real relief so you can keep moving forward. My pain almost stopped me. My hands were so bad I couldn't even button my own shirt. I couldn't paint, I couldn't write. And Tanya was the one who told me, I'm not listening to wine anymore unless you try everything. Try Relief Factor. I did. It helped me get my life back. As America celebrates her 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. To commemorate, Relief Factor is offering a special patriotic price at $17.76, so you can pursue your happiness being pain-free. $17.76, 3-week quick starts ready for you right now. Relief Factor, because freedom just feels better without without pain. Visit ReliefFactor.com. ReliefFactor.com. 800-4-RELIEF.
Can't afford to fill your grocery bags or gas tank? Fill your day with the best conservative talk for free by downloading the Extra 1063 app wherever you download your apps.
Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 1063. Victor Armendariz in for Front Office Los. You can hear his show, the Victor Armendariz Show, any of the podcast platforms, the podcastpark.com, the Extra 1063 YouTube channel. Do that Fridays at 11.
Yeah, 11, usually 11 o'clock on Fridays.
So glad to have him in, a man that loves America like you do. A man that loves America like I do.
Absolutely.
And so grateful to have you in. Grateful that you continue to get up early. Because it ain't the easiest, you know.
It is not something I often like to do.
Yeah, right.
If I had my way, I'd get up at the crack of noon, but I can't do that.
Yeah, no, right.
But
me too, dude.
People
ask me on the weekends, they're like, "Do you get up early too? Is it just your natural clock to get up?" No, it's not. Like I'll sleep till 10.
Excellent.
Usually my wife wakes me up. She's always so wonderful. She gets up on Saturdays and Sundays and always makes breakfast.
That's awesome.
You know, and so I'm always so grateful to her for that. And even breakfast before we go to church on Sundays. And so I'm up a little earlier than I would be if there weren't an alarm clock. But on those days where she meets, like sometimes in downtown Alpharetta, her and her girlfriends will go and do yoga because they do free yoga on the weekends on the green, and it's cool. And she'll wake me up knowing that I don't want to go. She'll be like, "Do you want to get up and go to yoga?" I'm like, "No, I don't." Y'all have fun. And then there's a big farmers market out there, and so they'll do yoga, and then so they won't get home until noon because they'll do breakfast or whatever out there. And I'll stay in the bed till 10. That's every Saturday. We're up early on Sunday.
I was going to say,
to go to church, but but on Saturday, man, if I can sleep in, I will every time. It's so great, so wonderful. I love it. And there's never a time that my internal clock goes, "Hey, it's 4:30. You should get up." Or you know, I usually leave the house 4:30, so we're a little earlier than that. But my internal clock just it hits snooze or something because it don't make me get up, which I'm grateful for.
Exactly.
Now you got a youngin' at home.
I do.
3.5.
I was going to say I'll sleep until the 3.5-year-old decides it's time for me to get up.
Daddy, it is time.
She's adorable because she'll get up. My wife's an early person anyway, and so she'll get up and with my wife and she's just the sweetest thing because she'll do her little thing. She'll get her breakfast and she plays around and then but there's a certain time when she's just like no matter what she's doing, her little light bulb will go off or whatever, and she'll come in there. It's time to get up, Dad.
That's right. And just jump on the bed if you don't.
Yeah, that's my alarm.
Dude, it is so precious that those are the greatest moments in life.
Oh man,
so good.
I wouldn't change it.
No, me neither. And mine, as I told you yesterday, mine turns 22 tomorrow, and I can't wrap my head around it because I remember when he was 3.5 jumping on the bed, Dad, it's time to get up and go throw a ball. That's what he would do. He would be like, "Let's go throw a ball." It didn't matter what we were doing. It was let's go shoot a ball in the hoop. Let's go throw a ball. Let's go throw a football. Let's do something.
Right.
And I would, dude, man, I say it, and I know most you listening right now, probably parent, grandparent. I would give anything to you choose the day. Just let me go back and relive one of those days. Just so I can see him in that. Right. How he is in my head. If I could see that one more time, man. That awesome. That dude, I would give anything. And there's nothing I wouldn't give up for that.
That's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
It is special. It is.
But want to keep the folks in Venezuela in our thoughts and prayers.
Definitely.
Unbelievable.
7.2 and a 7.5.
Yeah, when one happened, they happened within minutes apart.
Within a minute apart.
Yeah, 164 confirmed dead at this point, and it's devastating. The Trump administration said we are going to send help to Caracas, and gosh, man, it's just. It's unpredictable. You just never know, and it's so sad. And I just hope and pray for those folks because it's something that I've never experienced. Although not anything like it, but how you don't know when it's coming and how off-putting and uneasy feeling you get. It's on a Saturday morning because we were talking about sleeping in. It was on a Saturday morning, and it's been 6 months ago, maybe even a year, but I'm there on a Saturday morning. Let's say it's 9:30, somewhere around in there. If you live if you live here in town, maybe you'll remember this too. And I'm laying there bed, half asleep, half awake, and I have this feeling. And I glance up, because my eyes are closed, I glance up, and the ceiling fan is wiggling. And I get a text from Carlos Medina, and he was like, was that an earthquake?
Was that an earthquake?
And it never even dawned on me. I was like, what was that? And it turned out it was a earthquake up near Knoxville, Tennessee, but we felt it all the way. And, and Alpharetta and Cumming, and then around Metro Atlanta.
Wow.
People felt it. And I remember how uneasy, because that's the first time I'd ever felt anything like that.
Really?
Ever. And I remember how uneasy that feeling was. Now, magnify that 7.5, 7.2 minutes apart, buildings crumbling, people dying, and how awful that is. So just keep those folks in your thoughts and prayers if you can this morning, because it's unreal. On to other discussions. The Atlanta Braves are on quite a skid. Losing 5-2 last night. I stayed up as late as I could, Victor. I can't stay up for those West Coast games, and woke up this morning. They were down when I went on to bed, but then they got to get some pitching. They got to get a pitcher. They got to do something.
Yeah, they need to come on back here. Come back to the Battery, reset,
just something,
and let's get some normal time games.
That's right. Yeah,
and get back on the winning side. I do think they will. You're right. It does look like they need to bring a pitcher in. They need to get some kind of relief going and get that staff back to health. And I think they will. We're still early. I mean, they're way ahead of where they were last year.
Yeah.
So, I think they're going to be just fine.
They'll be fine, absolutely. But you just hate to see them scuffle like this. World Cup continues.
Yes.
Team USA plays.
Man, Team USA. And if we have, Jeff, the what seems to be the theme song now, and I know you and I talked about it because you were telling me in West Virginia
during the College World Series, because that's their fight song.
Yes.
And they were in, and dude, the whole stadium was singing. People who aren't West Virginia fans were singing.
That's just great.
And so it was just kind of out in public, and people singing and talking about it. And now it has been adopted as kind of the Team USA song, like Freebird was with both the men and women's hockey teams during the Olympics.
Yes.
Exactly. Turn it up, come on,
hit that for us, Jeff.
Dude, if that don't make you smile,
it screams America.
Yes, it does.
And
dude, puts a smile on my face every time I hear it.
Every time. I can't help but sing this every time it comes on.
Yeah, it is.
And I sing along with it, just like all these Europeans and foreigners are over here. They're in the bars, whether it's Atlanta, whether it's Boston, or on the West Coast. They're in bars singing. They can't really pronounce all the words, but they're singing Country Roads, and it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
And these guys are posting, going, "You Americans are so nice. You guys are you just welcome them in." But they're all singing these songs together. You even got the Norwegian fans.
They're going
in between their rowing.
The things, and I've seen them do it.
Great.
I've seen them do it. Up escalators.
Yes,
I've seen them do it in Times Square, which be careful out there in Times Square, because it's about to get even worse than it already is. But then
they might be taxed for doing the row.
No kidding.
With Mondami, but
no doubt. And then they're at the Mets game.
Yes,
they had a whole outfield section doing the row,
and they've got the Mets fans doing the row. It is just a beautiful thing, and this is why I love soccer. Soccer truly is a unifying sport, and soccer brings worlds together. I always hear, and I've laughed about this on my show, you hear other sports like the NFL, we're world champions. No, not you're Super Bowl champion, but you're United States, and I don't even think there's a Canadian.
No,
there's no. So I hear these other sports, so they're world, but the World Cup soccer truly is a world sport. I mean, these are dudes that live to represent their country,
which I admire
on the world stage.
I admire, because I feel that way about my country.
And exactly, you know what I would give?
And I'm not even a soccer guy, man, but I can appreciate that.
You can appreciate wearing the flag.
Oh,
I mean,
my gosh,
when you're a soccer player, I felt this way in my little leagues that I was playing in up until last Thanksgiving. Actually, I was still playing at the Atlanta Silverbacks, and just putting on my jersey for my team, I was like, yes, I am. Look at me.
That's right.
And I would wear my U.S. jersey. I had jerseys, everybody's jerseys, but that pride you have to represent the United. If I could be a water boy for the United States team or a towel boy, I'd do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Just to put on that USA.
Me too.
It would just
just to be connected to it somehow.
Absolutely. So it is that country pride, and then I have family in Mexico right now that are ecstatic because Mexico's doing the best that they've ever done so far. But it's
Team
just
USA
awesome.
doing the same best
I was
they've
just
ever
about
done,
to say,
right?
Tonight, and this is why it's so important. And
Against Turkey.
Against Turkey. If you haven't jumped on board yet, ladies and gentlemen, support the United States, support your country, have some love for your country. I don't care what the Democrats tell you.
Yeah, that's right.
Have some love for your country, and you know what? You're going to feel good for doing it. But tonight they have a chance to win their third group game, and that the United States has never done this.
No, I know.
I mean,
it's impressive.
They're on the precipice to not only have the best World Cup they've ever had, and the last time they had anything close to this was probably 94, and it's still not even close to what they're doing now. They have an opportunity they're going to go to the knockout round. We know this, but they have a chance to win the group, win all 3 games, get all 9 points. It's just unheard of for the U.S.
Yeah, I've been to Turkey a couple times in the Navy, and that's why it was so funny because we would go, and we'll get to the first thing to know in just a second about what the left wants to do with your investments. When we would go between Greece and Turkey aboard USS South Carolina, and when we were in Greece and we were leaving to go to Turkey, they're like, don't say anything about being in Greece. And then we would get to Turkey and we'd be there for, and then we'd be headed back to Greece. They would say, don't say anything about being in Turkey because they just don't get along at all. Historically, most people understand that. But
I
it
bet
was
you got some good olive oil, though.
Oh, my gosh. The food in both places were just incredible. It was amazing. But Turkey was a beautiful country.
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful country. And I know we don't have as great of a relationship with them now as we did, then, 30 years ago. But it is. It'll be fun to see that game. I don't think I'll be able to stay up for it, so I'll probably get the highlights. The same way I won't be able to stay up for I'm not stay up for the Braves because it's at 10.
Unfortunately, it's the late one tonight, so it is at 9 o'clock. And I'm going to do my best. I have tortured myself these last couple of days, but
4 o'clock comes early, buddy.
It comes fast.
All right,
it comes fast.
But if you love it, and then you wake up in the morning, you don't even care because you're still on that high.
Yeah, on the high. I was absolutely. Yeah.
Let's get to the first thing to know this morning.
Way out west, there's a show, the Morning Xtra, the Morning Xtra. Tug so bold, deep in the story, breaking news that's bold.
I want to bring in the idea of unrealized gains because you've heard people talking about that, and I saw a good example, people talking about it on social media. You can find me at Tug Cowart. Where's you have?
Oh yeah,
Twitter
you just
that?
Look up Victor Armendariz Show, Facebook, Twitter.
There you go. And this was the whole SpaceX thing, and the guy's example was, you see how SpaceX shot up and it was big, and then it fell.
It fell. Mm-hmm.
He was like, if you were getting taxed on unrealized gains like the left would like to do, you would be paying taxes on money that you never got.
You never got.
It was on paper that it was worth this, and then it dropped, yet they want you to pay taxes on the big number before it drops.
And they'll never refund you.
And they'll never give you your money back. So when you hear people talking about taxing unrealized gains, I'm sure you listening now know what it is. But that's, for anybody that doesn't, that's what they're talking about, and that's how absurd it is, Victor.
It's so absurd. Here's one of those examples where the Democrats are going to tell you we're gonna, and here's what it just makes me so mad, because as an American, you should look at somebody like Elon Musk and go, man, look what this guy accomplished.
I think most people do.
And you should be admiring.
Crazy leftists don't,
but crazy leftists don't.
And the nutty thing is they used to.
Yeah, right. They used to.
All he had to do was work with Trump, and then
then everything changes, and that's the left mantra. If it's Trump, it must be bad. But it's ridiculous because you've got the Democrat Party that's going to tell you, well, we're going to go after millionaires, we're going to go after billionaires.
They bumped it to billionaires because all of them are millionaires.
Because all of them are millionaires, and you notice Bernie Sanders had to change that language because he's a multimillionaire and
with 3 homes,
with 3 homes and cars.
He's like, I have all this stuff. I'm not going to apologize for it, as he talks about
private jets.
Yeah, all this is socialism nonsense.
He is the oligarch that he complains about.
Yeah, it's exactly. He is exactly.
But
what
he thinks
he
you're too stupid to realize it. He looks
and
at the
people
American
are. There's
people.
probably 20%.
Well, look at the Bernie Bros or whatever they call them now. That the guy's got a ton of. He's got more support now than he had in 2015 when he almost beat Hillary. When he did beat Hillary,
they pulled the okie doke on him.
They sure did. But you've got a party that's going to tell you, don't worry, we're going to go get those guys, not you. And that's far from the truth. With unrealized gains, they are setting the stage. And if you read everything that the Democrats have written about this and their proposals, it doesn't stop them from coming up to Joe Blow or Miss Sally, who was given a beautiful piece of art or a Pokemon card,
or maybe they inherited their family's farm,
or they inherited a farm, and that's where the Democrats are going with this. The Democrat Party today hates private property rights because you can't be a communist and have private property. You can't be a socialist
unless you're Bernie
and have unless you're one of the elites.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely, because they will never live like they tell us to
That's
live.
the carve out.
That's the carve 100%. And so these people are coming after you. With the unrealized gains, they're coming after you. And if you're working, I don't care if you're a janitor, if you're wherever you are on the chain in your company, you're probably participating in a 401k. You will get hit by unrealized gains,
without a doubt,
and that's their plan.
And they will, in some places, be successful, just like they've been successful in New York. DC has got now a Marxist socialist.
Oh gosh, that mayor coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. Seattle, same thing.
Yeah,
California is obviously a loss at this point. People leaving in droves, and I understand why. But I guess my point in bringing all those examples in is they will be able to accomplish this. I think I brought it up yesterday that in New York, about 25% of people are not paying their rent because they say, Mom Donnie said I don't have to.
Mom Donnie said I don't have to.
And then they don't pay other bills either. And so those building owners that collect the rent, do they earn a profit? Yes. They had the risk. They took the risk of buying the building or building the building, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But now they're not going to be able to afford to keep the repairs up because they don't have the money coming in to do the repairs. So what does Mom Donnie do? You're not repairing that building.
Yeah.
You're not keeping it up to our standard.
Lord.
You're a slum lord. We're going to take your property away from you.
And that's where they're headed with this. The unrealized gains is the same thing. So they're going to use these different methods to try to get you out of home ownership because this is going to come down. Look, the Biden administration purposely drove up mortgage rates because they don't want young people buying homes. And then the other problem the Democrats have is they look at the older people and go, well, you've got generational home wealth. Yeah, we got to get you out of that home. So how do they do it? Well, unrealized gains is the way they're going to try to do this. Because if your parents have a home and just like Tug mentioned, they may leave that to you. Or maybe they're living on that beautiful home paying property taxes, but that home when they bought it was $200,000. Or I'll take my dad's case. When my dad bought his first home here in Atlanta, Georgia, it was $17,000. That was in Brookhaven. Those homes are selling for $500,000 or more now.
But that's the beauty of capitalism. That's the beauty of being able to own property and homes. That's what lifts people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And puts them in a different tax bracket.
That's how you build wealth.
That's right. Exactly right. So like all the people that, because I talk about the millionaires and billionaires, there's so many people that are considered on paper millionaires because of their home being like you have a 401k. Let's say you've saved $350,000. Let's say you get $400,000 in the value of your home, the equity in your home. So right there, you're a $250,000 right there.
Boom.
Does that mean you live like a millionaire like Bernie? No, it doesn't mean it at all.
Yeah, you could on paper right now you could be close to a millionaire because, like you said, because of your home value, your equity there, because of your 401k. But you're not living like a millionaire. You can't live like the politicians live. And these politicians,
they
will.
But yes, they will. And it's you that they're saying they're going to take from because you're on paper a millionaire.
Yeah. We deem that according to this, in this moment in time, you're worth this much. Well, what about tomorrow when the market crashes? You going to give it back? No.
No, definitely not.
No.
Andrew says, if you want to see what socialist-type government and how it works, watch The Hunger Games.
That's a great example.
Yeah, exactly right. Nice work. Cousin Andrew listening in to the Morning Extra.
The Democrats see that movie, that's what they want.
Sure.
100%.
When we come back, the left's casual acceptance of their own demise is something to sit back and watch. It's unreal. Next on the Morning Extra.
Get the latest breaking news and insight from the biggest conservative voices in the South when you follow Extra 106.3 across all your social media platforms. Find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube at Extra 106.3.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Your yard, it stresses you out. Between the watering, the seeding, the weeding, and mowing. And no matter what you do, you're never satisfied. Have you thought about artificial turf? It's low maintenance, it's pet friendly, and it looks amazing all year round. Those in the know use ATL Turf Go. ATL Turf Go is Atlanta's top choice for artificial grass installation. Let them build you a backyard of your dreams with a custom golf or putting green, outdoor kitchen or pool deck. They even specialize in custom concrete and stonework. They handle everything from design and grading to construction and drainage solutions. So whether it's residential lawns or recreational sports fields, ATL Turf Go can build you a stress-free space you'll love. So say goodbye to mowing, maintenance, and your wasted weekends. Learn more and schedule your free in-home consultation today. Call ATL Turf Go, 678-403-2339. That's 678-403-2339. Or visit atlturfco.com.
I'm so sick of all these cheesy lawyer billboards. You might be too. If you're injured in a car crash, you don't hire a lawyer because they're sweet or strong or the biggest. You hire a lawyer who's recognized by their peers as one of the top lawyers in the state. You hire a lawyer who's going to listen to you, fight for you, and has the case results to prove it. That lawyer is me, Bruce Hagan, the people's lawyer. I've been proudly selected by my fellow lawyers as one of the top 100 lawyers in the state and for 21 consecutive years as a Georgia super lawyer. Hagan-law.com, Hagan-law.com.
Your next vehicle is at Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs. Whether you need a truck that works as hard as you do, an SUV built for family adventures, or a vehicle that makes every commute more enjoyable, you'll find it at Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs.
Shop an outstanding selection of new Ford models, including the F-150, Bronco, Explorer, Escape, and more, plus a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles.
At Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, our team is committed to making your buying experience quick, easy, and convenient so you can spend less time at the dealership and more time enjoying the drive.
Start online at JimEllisFordSandySprings.com. Browse inventory, value your trade, explore payment options, even complete your entire purchase from the comfort of home. Discover why so many drivers choose Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs. Visit JimEllisFordSandySprings.com or stop by 7555 Roswell Road, just 4 miles north of I-285. Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, where you can always expect the best.
We finally have a president and an administration fighting for America first. But if conservatives lose focus, the same people who created this mess are going to go right back in and resume their destructive progressive agendas. Protecting this momentum takes more than just votes. It takes everyday Americans like you staying in the fight for our rights and freedoms. That's why more and more people are switching to Patriot Mobile, America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. Patriot Mobile offers premium priority nationwide service on all 3 major U.S. networks, unlimited data plans, mobile hotspots, international roaming, and 100% U.S.-based customer support. You can switch in minutes while keeping your phone and your number if that's what you want. Unlike the other carriers, Patriot Mobile puts your money toward causes defending faith and family and freedom, contributing millions each year into organizations that are on the front lines fighting for our God-given rights. Join the movement today. Go to patriotmobile.com/Beck or call 972-PATRIOT. Use the promo code Beck. Free month of service. patriotmobile.com/Beck. 972-PATRIOT. Make the switch today.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Thursday, June 25th, and here are your headlines. After an explosive meeting in the Senate turned into a win for President Trump and his administration, key Republicans flipped on another bid to handcuff the administration's authorities in Iran. In its final act before leaving Washington for a 2-week break, the Senate rejected Democrats' its attempt to rein in Trump's war powers in Iran as talks continue between the U.S. and Tehran to hammer out a long-term peace agreement. Brookhaven leaders approved the city's first property tax increase in more than a decade. The millage rate will jump 40%, with city officials saying it's needed to close a $6 million budget gap and avoid cuts to services and other public safety positions. And finally, Cobb County voters will decide in November whether to renew the county's 1% SPLOST sales tax. If approved, the measure would generate more than $1.1 billion for projects, including road improvements, public safety upgrades, new county facilities, and a new state court building. Today's weather will be partly cloudy with a small chance of rain in the afternoon. It'll be a high of 86 and a low of 70. With your Extra 106.3 headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
Tug and Los until 10. Victor Armendariz in with me this morning, and will be tomorrow too, as Los is doing volleyball with his daughters, which is so cool, and they're doing really, really well.
I was just going to ask if we got an update. Are they winning?
Yeah, they are, like 3-0.
Whoa,
yeah, and,
wow.
And this is like a tournament from teams all over the country, and 300 or 400 or 500 people. It's crazy.
They're having their own World Cup.
They are, man, kind of, yeah. But at least the U.S. Cup.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's been going really well. He's been shooting me notes because I always try to cheer on those girls, and I just love seeing kids do well.
Yeah,
and want to see more kids be active.
Oh, that's absolutely
and be a part of something.
I'm happy
because sports are good for that.
Oh man, absolutely, and I'm happy that so far I haven't heard that they've allowed some dude to dress up and get on the volleyball court and smash some poor girl's face.
Yeah,
so
no,
I'm glad
not
that's
done
not
that
happening
at that level yet, but it's certainly happening in high schools.
It's terrible.
It's definitely happening in colleges, and people are like, well, it's just just one or two. Right. It always starts with one or two, and then it grows from there.
I mean,
just like anything.
Ask that poor girl that was at the State of the Union.
Yeah.
That has half her face that's I think numb or paralyzed. Yeah. Ask if she cares if it's one or two.
Well, it's just weird, man, because I mean, my son's a college athlete, and his girlfriend is a college athlete. Right. So she's a soccer player in college, and he's a baseball player. And their level of strength, and she plays at a really high level,
it's a high level,
Division I college soccer. And if you compare them, there's no comparison.
Right.
Like he's just physically, because of biology, physically stronger than her.
Right.
And it's not even close. And she's an exceptional player. That's not to take away from her. It's just saying there's a difference in a guy and a girl. That's the reason there's men's and women's sports. Is obviously the difference for and need for that. And she wouldn't be offended by anybody saying that.
Right.
And I know that her and her soccer teammates have the concern about some of that stuff. She's like, we've not run into it yet, but we keep hearing whispers of it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, it's just not good. It's not comfortable. And I trust her as somebody that plays the sport.
Right.
And then you see the example you gave. It's just silly. It's just so silly and so ridiculous. All of it. It's so silly.
It is.
And drives you crazy. But it's all part of this weird swing in the Democrat Party where they support the craziest of things.
Which is another reason why they should lose in November, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, well, they definitely need to lose in November. But and I hope and pray they will. But the Lord's got it. It doesn't. If I can say nothing else, the Lord's got it.
Tug, I love it that you say that, because I will get people that'll come up to me and actually ask me, how can you be so happy? How can you smile? Well, because there's
something greater.
There is something greater, and it's in his hands. I just truly believe if you don't look, half the country's not going to like Trump, half the country's not going to like who the Democrats put up in 2028.
Yep.
But the country's great.
Yep.
This is God's country.
That's right.
And I'm going to be fine under whatever bozo the Democrats choose.
That's exactly right.
If they win,
because there's a bigger thing.
Yes,
there's something greater than all of it.
My God is not government.
That's right, absolutely, and that's why specifically the left and anybody that puts their value in government, puts their trust in government, which I can't figure out for the life of me. That's why they hate Christianity specifically, because there is something bigger. And the good book says you work hard and you are the reason you and you do it all for to be more Christ-like or whatever. We have something that we depend on Government hates that. They want to be what you
because
depend
they
on.
want to be the end all be all.
That's right.
You bow to the halls of government. You don't bow to God, and
I refuse.
And they're wrong.
I refuse.
Yeah. You won't see. I don't kneel.
Ever. I kneel for one.
For one,
and I do it on a Sunday.
And we do it on Sunday.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only time.
Yeah.
And
sometimes a Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. Growing up, it was.
Yeah, that's right.
And my mama still is Wednesday.
Really?
Sunday,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
and church dinners afterwards, and just all that stuff that's so wonderful and so good, and it's kind of crazy because Cory Booker said he's fine. He's good with the socialism in the Democrat Party.
Because they're coming for him.
That's exactly. Listen to this. What he says.
Given that, what did you make of your fellow Democratic Senator John Fetterman today when he was asked about these New York primaries? He said the dirtbag left is surging, I believe is how he described it.
Again, for me, if you want to heal a country, you can't be picking fights. I think we need to understand that our party is not homogenous. One of the things that makes the Democratic Party great is it's a big tent party. We need to stay that way. The focus has got to be the November election.
A big tent, he
says. The last thing the Democrat Party is right now is a big tent.
That's exactly right.
If you walk in and disagree with anything, you get kicked out.
You are out.
And not just that, violently kicked out.
Yeah. First thing that I think of is that Cory Booker, someone like him, won't exist in that party.
He's a Spartan, don't you know?
That's exactly right, man. Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. It's not, the socialists are not going to allow him. And it's soon going to be communist. That dude will be out. Secondly, when he talks about big tent, no, it's not, to your point. And he's either going to comply or be punished and pushed out, just like they're going to primary John Fetterman. A reliable Democrat votes 95%, whatever the number is.
Yeah.
And they're going to kick him out because he has the backbone to say Trump's not a Nazi and Israel has the right to exist. Those two things will get you excommunicated from the Democrat Party. That's what's coming. And that's what's going to happen to Cory Booker, too.
Yep.
He's not left enough. Unless he just goes hard communist left, which he's pretty left as it is.
Man, I'll give you an example. Not too long ago, when you go back to 2024, I was I did a little speaking event at a Trump bus stop. The Trump bus came in and people were celebrating happy. I had people, and I had there was a whole Hispanic group that was here supported Latinos for Trump, and I was just there for that group. They asked me to be there, and I was happy to do it, and gave me a reason to ride my motorcycle too. And people were stopping their cars. And I'll just tell you, they were white Karens and white Kens, I guess, screaming at us. At you're a brown,
like a traitor to your race
person,
or something.
You're a traitor. I can't even say the names they were calling us. And I just looked at these people and go, you don't even know me.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
But it didn't matter.
And that's the thing. And
so that's not a big tent.
No, it's definitely not. And you may have seen the chants of "You're next" for Hakeem Jeffries. Did you see the video of that?
Goodness.
Yeah, they're Hakeem Jeffries is at one of those socialist parties in New York. Hakeem Jeffries is up on the big screen, and they all just started chanting, "You're next.
You're next.
You're next."
Yeah.
He's not left enough, and he's crazy left, and he's not left enough. He's not socialist, Marxist, communist enough.
Nope.
So, Cory, you're next.
You're next.
That's what he doesn't realize.
Your own party saying that. It's not the Republicans saying you're next. Right. It's your own party. But when you look at Cory Booker and you look at Hakeem Jeffries, if they had the cojones, they would take back control and they'd put a stop to this now, but they can't do it because they know there's an end to their power coming, and they want every second of power they can get, and they don't want it to come sooner because in their minds they think if they just placate the socialists that they'll leave them in power.
But don't leave out the Islamists either.
Oh gosh,
and that red-green alliance. I want to point something out during the Iranian Revolution, because think about who voted for the communists in New York. The leftist students, the communists, and the Muslims were all in there in Iran before the revolution to overthrow the Shah.
Yep.
leftists celebrated when it happened. Those communists celebrated. They thought they had defeated this capitalism, this imperialism. And then around 30,000 leftists who helped the Islamic regime consolidate their power were executed. And that's where you get useful idiots. They served their purpose. They're no longer needed. Cory Booker, Hakeem Jeffries, you're no longer needed. And then it's crazy because that's what is coming here, too.
It's amazing.
They don't realize it, I guess, but because they don't pay attention to history.
I was just about to say, it is amazing what you can learn from history if you're willing to learn. And because history, it shows exactly what's coming for the Pelosi. You know, there's a reason why Pelosi didn't run. It's not because she felt like she was too old. Pelosi's not running because she was going to get beat, and she didn't want to go out that way because the left came for her. And you're so right, because they are, and that's what I mean about Hakeem Jeffries, and that they're placating to the socialists, thinking that they're going to preserve power somehow. But no, these socialists are going to use, that's their door in, and you will be the first ones out. They'll be the first ones out.
Ronald Reagan said, if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism, if I can speak. Winston Churchill, fascists of the future will call themselves anti-fascists, otherwise known as Antifa. Think about the wisdom of those two statements.
100%.
And then think about what's happening in America.
And look at what's happening now.
Right now.
Right now in front of your very own eyes.
You better get involved. Church group, community groups.
Oh my goodness.
Voter groups to get people out to vote. To get people encouraging, out to vote, whatever it is, you better get involved.
Yeah,
we're at a place in America where the Roman Empire thought they couldn't fall to.
Exactly.
Every empire
thought they were too big to fail.
It'll never happen in America.
It'll never. Yeah.
I've heard that my whole life.
I've heard that for so many years now,
and I still hear it.
And yeah.
And I'm starting to think that people believe it.
The people on the left and the Democrats that are even trying to bring us down or bring in socialism, they'll look at you and tell you, "Oh no, it can't happen here."
Yeah, no.
While they're doing it.
Yeah, that's the communist playbook, isn't it?
Oh, it sure is.
When we come back, Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy, teach you how to save money and not get ripped off when you're buying a car. Next on the Morning Extra, Tug and Victor in for Los. This is the Morning Extra.
Extra 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, June 25th. The Braves were swept for the first time this season after a 5-2 loss in the series finale of the Padres last night. The 4-game losing streak marks the longest losing streak of the season for Atlanta as they now head to San Francisco for a 3-game weekend series that begins on Friday night. The Hawks continue to add to their roster and get the center they've been looking for in the NBA draft. Following a trade for the number 52 overall pick, the Hawks selected 7-foot center Henry Visar out of North Carolina in the second round. Visar averaged 17 points, nearly 9 rebounds, and just over 2 assists in his final season as a Tar Heel. And the United States men's national team plays their final match in group stage play of the World Cup tonight. They face off against Turkey with kickoff set for 10 p.m. With your sports headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
Hey, this is Los with Terry from Alpharetta, who just purchased a new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent, honest way to buy your next vehicle. Terry, tell us about your experience.
I have a son serving in the military. He's active duty with limited time to look for a car. My son was looking for a used Hyundai Veloster, and I had heard about the Honest Car Guy on the radio, decided that might be a route to go, and we made a phone call over the weekend. He screen shared the information with us. We looked over the vehicle, and he took the reins from there, and they were able to walk us through the process of buying the car. We're very clear and transparent, and next thing we knew, we had a car in the driveway.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Stovall & Company Wholesale Landscape Supply has been family-owned and operated for more than 75 years, and we treat you like family, too.
Check us out at StovallInc.com or stop by our new store in Canton, Georgia and see what we have to offer.
At Stovall, we supply all your landscape project needs.
Completely hassle-free, all the way down to the delivery.
Have you been dreaming of an outdoor kitchen, fireplace, or other custom paver project? We partner with Keystone Hardscapes for all your beautiful high-end concrete needs.
We look forward to making your landscape dreams come true. Stovall has it all.
Senior Analyst Enterprise Technology positions offered by Warner Media Services LLC in Atlanta, Georgia. Gather requirements from the client to support new functionality and changes to WBD Global Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion applications and other people and culture systems. Position reports to Atlanta, Georgia office. Telecommuting permitted in accordance with company policy, but must live within commuting distance of stated office. Please submit resume to WBDI@WBD.com. Reference job ID 9699540.
Fox on Tech.
None of us gave our consent for you to sign our education away to a robot.
That's a high school student speaking at a school board meeting in Pennsylvania. Their families fume over what they see as an over-reliance on devices like Chromebooks and tablets in classrooms within the Lower Merion School District. It's a debate being had in districts all across the country. The Los Angeles Unified School Districts Board sided with the parent group, voting to become the first major U.S. school system to reverse course on ed tech. The resolution includes a ban on devices entirely until second grade and prohibits older students from accessing streaming platforms like YouTube. The board states that the resolution, quote, aligns our classrooms with what research, neuroscience, and our own lived experience are telling us. Experts predict as well a wave of change is on its way. A handful of states are currently considering legislation to restrict device-driven classroom instruction. With Fox on Tech, Alexandria Hoff, Fox News.
Extra 106.3 is live on your ride home with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder from 3 to 6 p.m.
The name Pepsi-Cola was shortened to Pepsi in 1961. The original formula did not include pepsin, which is often believed. In fact, a headline in the Babylon Bee the other day mentioned that Elon Musk is now so rich as a trillionaire that he's going to buy Coca-Cola and put the cocaine back in it.
The Kimmer Show on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
On Thursdays, we get to hang out with our friend Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Victor getting an introduction to him, and these guys have been just talk because Victor's a car guy. Tom is a car guy.
If it's got wheels, you can put gas in it.
Exactly right. Yeah, and it's funny how y'all are able to talk about cars at a level that I just don't understand. Like for me, and I would imagine, Tom, you can answer this. Tell me if I'm right about this. Most people, like, their knowledge is, I know that one is what I think I like. I like the way it looks. Does it crank up good? Does it get good gas mileage? You know, can it get me to and from? Is it going to last for a long time? That's kind of the extent of their knowledge.
Yeah, it is. And you know, that's where I like to shine. You know, I had a customer just last night. She said, what do you think? And what you know, what's the best route to go? And she called me originally wanting a Lexus NX, okay? And she says, I know what I want. It's going to be a 23 model with about 30,000 miles. And I said, okay, I love it when you tell me that. And she goes, well, why do you love that? And I said, because my job now is to get you a better car with lower miles and make you just shine. And she goes, well, I've been looking, so I'm not sure that's going to happen. Lo and behold, last night we put an offer in on a Lexus NX 2025 with 10,000 miles. And she can't believe it. I texted her this morning, and we had to negotiate a little bit more on the offer, but you know, the buying price was like about $40,000, $40,900. And she says, okay, that's what I've been looking at to pay for 23s with 30,000 miles.
Yeah,
and I said, well, that's the beauty of what we do, and we show you what we pay for the car. And I said, let's put an offer in for a little bit less, but we'll settle on this number, and you know where you're at.
Yeah, we won't go past this, but we're going to try to.
And then we showed her numbers and her payments, and she goes, well, what do you think about down payment? And you know, and I said, look, I wouldn't put that much money down, because at the dealerships they told her payments were $500 with $10,000 down on a 23 model for 75 months. I could have gotten the 4s for 60 months. So there's that all back end money that we've been talking about a couple times. And it's amazing that, you know, we just talked about how the dishonesty in the car business, and I've had a chance to step back and look and reflect on what I wanted to do.
Was it harder when you were in kind of in the car
Yes.
business, like at dealerships. It's
Yes.
kind of, you can't see the forest for the trees once you
get
because you
caught
took
up
a
in
step
it.
back, and then you're like, oh my gosh, that's what we were doing.
Exactly. I mean, you take a step back, you look at it, and you see, you get caught up in the excitement and all these other things. And as I mentioned before, you have to make a certain amount of money to pay the expenses at the end of the month. And when you start out over $300,000 in debt
Because
on a
you
small
have
dealership,
because you have inventory.
you got to get whatever you can get.
Yeah.
And we don't have inventory, and we're able to get you exactly what you want. And we saved this lady. I texted her this morning, and I'm kind of stupid about stuff, but I sent her a text and I said, here it is. We bought it for $39,750. I got up early this morning. We were negotiating already with the gentleman online.
Love it.
And I sent her the congratulations and the sparkles that all come down.
Yeah, the text. I've seen those pop up. I don't know how to make the phone do that, but I've seen
Neither
it.
do I. I've done it by accident.
Yeah,
I did it by accident and learned how to do it, and I love doing it.
But I say that to say I can't figure out how to make the congratulations go crazy. So I definitely, when I get into a dealership, I have no idea what's going on. And you feel overwhelmed, and you're there all day, and by the end of it, you've gone through this 6 or 7 hour process. And they're like, well, we just can't get you to the price you want. But, we're real close. Are you going to let $1,000 be the difference? And you're like, well, yeah, the dealership loves it. But for me, sitting there, I'm like, oh, my gosh, $1,000. And they're like, it's incremental with the payment. And you've been there, and you're just like, Victor, you're just like, I just want to get it done.
Yeah, but just do it.
But let's just do it.
You don't want to do another Saturday.
That's right, because you don't have another Saturday to give up. You got kids playing ball. You got a vacation planned, hopefully.
Right.
Or you're going to see your grandma or what? I mean, you got plans, you got things.
And you know what's so funny about that is in the dealership, the salesman's out there and they say, okay, whatever, just get me out of here. And you settle to that and you pay the extra $30 a month or the extra $1,000. And then you take 15 steps and go into a finance office and they tell you your payments are $40 more, and you're like, just 15 steps ago and sitting at that desk, my payments were a lot less. Can I go back there?
Yeah, how do we get that back?
How do we get that back?
Yeah.
And like with her, I showed her everything up front. She knew where she was. And then she got the call this morning, and a congratulations early this morning because I was on the way here. And she says, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much. And I can't believe you called me and told me I saved another $1,200.
Yeah.
And
I want people to realize, Tom, and they can go check you out at honestcarguy.com, honestcarguy.com, that people in our own building have been buying from you. And then listeners that have come in. I was telling Victor about this earlier. Woman whose son was in the military. She went through the whole process. Yeah, Miss Moore. Yeah, exactly. Know her by name. I met her a couple times, and she's just the sweetest lady. And you hear her on the ads, and you hear a lot of people on the ads because they've had such a great experience too. But, when you see people in your own office using the product or service, you're like, okay, now I think I can believe. Now I want
that was
you.
Nick's words.
Yeah, right, absolutely. Nick Cellini down the hall at 680 The Fan, who's a dear friend of this show and we love his family, and he got his his son a car. But that's where it is when you see people using it and having success, but you see it up close. It's easy, when you see it online and people are writing reviews and be like, I don't know those people.
Right.
I can walk down the hall and ask Nick. And when those listeners come in, I can ask Ms. Morris, be like, what was it like? And they're able to say, it was great. Here's the price I paid. Here's the Honest Car Guy fee. And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very transparent. It's very honest, which is not something normal in a dealership nowadays. It's a very dishonest business, and that's when I stepped back and realized how much it was, and I have that opportunity now to do something even better for the consumer. And our transparency guarantee, we show you the bill of sale, proving what we paid for the car. You get to see everything up front. She got to see it and got excited about it. And we got customers. I mean, I actually came up here this morning because I have a customer that's in Marietta that listens to your station.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to Mr. Derek. I know you're
Derek,
out there
what's
waiting
up?
on me.
Country call out, Derek.
Or Darren, I'm sorry.
Oh, Darren. There we go.
I apologize, Darren.
There you go.
But anyway, I told him, I said, just come on up there. I'll pick you up and I'll drive you to the office this morning. You can pick up your car.
Nice.
So, he didn't have to have it.
A little extra service. You don't have to pay an Uber.
Exactly.
Because the Uber going to be, it'll be,
Another
$50. Yeah, exactly right, dude.
Awesome.
So that's the things that we're seeing, Victor, that's been so good about with working with Tom.
That's great.
Yeah, it just doesn't
we
happen.
have fun with it. It is. And these customers actually love coming and talking about it.
What's the most popular car right now being requested?
It goes in streaks, and I don't know if it's just sometimes the people that work with us that are there. When you see a deal, it's kind of like you realize and you want to show it to everybody. Like, for instance, I had a Nissan Armada. I had a customer looking for one that was a referral, and that Armada they stickered for like $75,000, and I was getting them with. I was getting them with 1,000 miles on them in the 45 range.
What?
Just under $50,000, and. I started saying, oh, my gosh. So I started showing those to people that wanted Tahoes and Suburbans because they were getting a base model. They were getting a base model Tahoe or Suburban with not that many features, and here you are getting a loaded-out Nissan for a lot less money. Now, what happens is everybody catches on to those things, and now the prices are in the 50s, but you're still getting $18,000 off a sticker on a car with less than 5,000 miles.
Yeah, unreal, man.
It's crazy. So they go to answer your question. It goes in
waves.
In waves of things. Like right now we got a Mazda CX-5. We're getting a lot of those at a decent price. Then as everybody catches on, the demand goes up because the inventory goes down.
And then you start searching for the next gold mine.
The next, right.
And we're on that internet looking every day. So, I had a customer last night that, for instance, she called me up. She was a referral and says, I heard you're the guy to go to. And I said, well, I'd like to think I'm there to help you out and make this dream come true.
They call me the honest car guy for a reason.
Exactly. And she goes, well, I really want the golden ticket, and she wants the Toyota Honda car, excuse me, and she wants that vehicle under $10,000, wants to pay cash for it. And so those are hard to get.
I would imagine.
A Honda, and they always want one with low miles.
Yeah.
And so
for under $10,000.
Dude, I just don't know how you find that.
And I said, look, there's some out there, but that's not our market. We can't guarantee that car because it's going to have 150, 160, 170,000 miles on it.
It's hard to say if it's going to last, and you don't want to sell something that's not going to last.
I don't need to sell a car that bad to put you in a bad position.
Yeah.
And so I said, but every now and then we get a customer that wants to trade one in, and if we check it out, we'll let you know. And lo and behold, customer wasn't going to trade a car in. At the last second, she goes, I got a car I want to trade in. I said, sure, we'll take it in and trade. It's a 2011 Honda Civic.
Okay.
I said, fine. We work a deal out with her. I called the customer, and she goes, it's only been 3 days. I said, that's right, but you better be here at 2 o'clock because she's coming in at 2, and this car will probably be gone because the other sales reps in the office know about it, and they're going to let it go. So if you want this car, she was there at 2:01.
Yeah, no, that's so great. I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, but it's things like that that, that you don't even realize coming because it's not like a car you have an inventory, but you're able to turn it around and help both parties.
Correct.
The party that's trading in and then the party that's looking for a good car. And you brought something up that I found interesting, too. Like, when you see cars like that and you go, well, that fender's been dented. That's been painted before. Yeah. Just being able to have that eye that I would never, ever be able to pick out.
It's from being in the business so long. You get there and you realize these things and you see the paint work and stuff. And then we're driving down the road and I'll see something on the road. My wife says, stop. Just stop.
Yeah, it's just like enough.
You're not buying that car.
Enough. It's just like
trying to keep my eyes sharp.
Can we talk about anything but cars? It's like for us.
How big is your garage?
Yeah, I do have a 4-car garage, and I need an 8-car garage.
Me too.
You too, Victor?
Oh my goodness, I need. I love toys. If you can put gas in it and it's got wheels and I can drive it or ride it, then I probably bought it.
Yeah.
For a long time, I didn't have kids, so my money went in. And I've never been a drinker. I've never done the first drug, so my adrenaline is vehicles and motorcycles. So, no, that's great. I do have a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever had somebody call up, and this is personal experience, this really happened, and tell you, hey, there's this little light that comes on and it looks like an engine, and the last time it came on, it lasted much longer, but now my car's not working.
Yeah, my wife.
I hope she's not listening.
Yeah, no, I hope not. She's, this coolant light came on, but it went off, so I kept driving it, and I'm like, please tell me you didn't. And then she says, well, it came back on again, so I just drove it home, and I'm like, "You're supposed to stop, honey. Just stop.
That's when
just stop."
That's a sign.
There's smoke coming out.
I didn't want to say they call them idiot lights for a reason, but I'm getting really bad trouble.
Take it easy. You get yourself. You get yourself, Tom.
So anyway, she took it home, and it never started again.
You're being too honest right now. You're being too
Thank
honest.
God she loves me, and I love her.
There you go. Good save.
The number is 844-SHOW-ME-1. 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1 for the Honest Car Guy, or you go to honestcarguy.com. Tom Mitchell, appreciate you, man. Thank you. It's always good to see you.
And remember, what's our new tagline?
We wish politicians were this transparent.
Yes, we do.
We love it. When we come back on Extra 106.3, the common theme on socialism, then and now, next on Extra.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Well, if you've listened to me for any period of time, you know that I'm an absolute sworn enemy of teachers' unions. They are the most dangerous group of people in this country, and they overwhelmingly support the most dangerous political party we have in this country, the Democrats. You cannot name me a city with a Democrat mayor that is thriving. Go ahead, try it. Not to mention a state. And that brings us to Virginia. Several years ago, Virginia started something called Operation Ceasefire. It focused on cities with high crime rates. Boy, do we need that. With a 3-pillar strategy, they called it, working with at-risk youth, community leaders, expanding outreach, and this biggie, serious enforcement of the law. Under Operation Ceasefire, the cops and the prosecutors targeted repeat offenders with help from tech, including automated license plate readers in select cities, outlays of about $1.3 million a year. Murders cut by 30%, violent crime by 66%. So where do the Democrats come in? Abigail Spanberger, the new female governor of Virginia. And one of the first things she did was stop Operation Ceasefire. Great success there, I guess, but it was just too Republican for her tastes. That's who Democrats are. You come up with a good anti-crime plan, the Democrats are going to call a halt to it. After all, you're targeting their voters, their people. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. The 8 a.m. hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air.
A disaster in Venezuela. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. 2 powerful earthquakes a minute apart flattened homes and buildings, killing at least 164 people. Almost 1,000 are injured. More are buried in the rubble, and the U.S. is helping.
We're already deploying search and rescue teams from Fairfax County, Virginia, and Los Angeles.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio a short time ago.
There'll be some others we'll add. That's their most immediate need right now is search and rescue efforts. They have a much of collapsed buildings, and so they'll need a lot of help in terms of digging through that.
And the U.S. will send other assistance.
The twin quakes had magnitudes of 7.2 and 7.5, the strongest to hit Venezuela in more than a century. Damage has been reported in several states. In the capital, Caracas, which was badly hit, power is out for many, and the city's metro system and airport have been closed.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Back to Secretary Rubio. He spoke in Bahrain after meeting with leaders of Gulf countries talking about Iran.
One thing that came across very clear is there is zero support among the Gulf countries for any sort of toll or fees or anything that charges for the use of international waters.
This has more oil and other shipping moves through the Strait of Hormuz after the U.S. and Iran signed a deal and continue nuclear talks. And Rubio's hopeful Israel and Lebanon can work out peace versus Hezbollah.
You're not going to have peace and stability in this region as long as there are non-state actors operating within the boundaries and borders of sovereign countries and being funded by Iran.
Well, Hezbollah and Iran are demanding Israel withdraw from Lebanon. A reversal at the Senate. Democrats, rejecting a war powers resolution to limit U.S. actions in Iran the day after approving it. Though President Trump calls the resolution meaningless, 2 Republicans had switched their votes, including Bill Cassidy, after he and the president shouted at each other during a lunch meeting.
And if someone tries to bully me to say, wait a second, because I am whatever I am, I'm going to bully you, I ain't going to put up with that.
The president is also demanding senators approve a voter ID bill that also restricts mail-in balloting as a federal judge blocks a Trump executive order on new voting rules. America's listening to Fox News.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when pain is a part of everyday life. Relief Factor was created to help people address inflammation, which is one of the most common causes of ongoing aches and pains from aging, overexertion, or just daily living. It's 100% drug-free, research-based formula, no prescription, no masking of symptoms, just real relief so you can keep moving forward. My pain almost stopped me. My hands were so bad I couldn't even button my own shirt. I couldn't paint. I couldn't write. And Tanya was the one who told me, I'm not listening to wine anymore unless you try everything. Try Relief Factor. I did. It helped me get my life back. As America celebrates her 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. To commemorate, Relief Factor is offering a special patriotic price at $17.76, so you can pursue your happiness being pain-free. $17.76, 3-week quick starts ready for you right now. Relief Factor, because freedom just feels better without pain. Visit ReliefFactor.com. ReliefFactor.com. 800-4-RELIEF.
For hourly Fox News updates and the best in conservative news and talk, keep it on Xtra 106.3 or download the Xtra 106.3 app.
And make sure you realize, and are ready next Monday when we start giving away $250. We're going to celebrate 250 years of America by giving you $1 for each of those years, starting on Monday. A little extra cash for your pockets. However you'd like to spend it, up to you. If you want to save it, up to you. Want to invest it a little bit, I don't know.
You can rent a raft and go down the Chattahoochee.
You can do that a few times, as a matter of fact. Probably able to do it a few times. Maybe pay for the family. Yeah. Who knows? But whatever you want to do with those dollars, you can definitely do. And that starts on Monday with the Morning Xtra and the Kimmer Show here on Xtra 106.3. Victor Armanderas in for Front Office Los with me today. My name is Tug. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. And if you want to get involved in the conversation, 404-741-1230 at Xtra 106.3 across the social media platforms. We saw an update on the earthquake down in Venezuela in Caracas, and it was I think it was a couple. One was a 7.2 and then a 7.5. There's I think about 150 dead and then 1,000 or so injured. We saw Victor and I in the monitors on the wall here in the studio of people. They were just standing outside the buildings that they lived in, and you could just see the cars physically shaking. Somebody had like a hood up, maybe changing the oil or something, and the cars just violently shaking. And there was a woman that ran up into the building. Victor's like, don't go in there. What are you doing? Don't go in the building.
I was that person watching the movie.
No, don't do it. But my immediate thought was, what if her kids are in there? She's got to.
Yeah,
what if her family's in there? She got to.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah, of course we all would.
There's no doubt.
You don't think about it because your instinct is, dude, get away from that building. You just have no idea, man. It's crazy.
That was
crazy.
wild.
Absolutely right. So you got that, and then we're seeing aftershocks around the world. There's one in Japan, one in Northern California. Yeah, crazy.
5.2, I think they said.
Yeah,
that's.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio said U.S. search and rescue teams are headed down there to Venezuela to lend a hand. Today at the Supreme Court, justices may rule on the constitutionality of birthright citizenship, that executive order that Donald Trump has signed. We'll see how that shakes out, because they have their recess coming up relatively soon. Yeah. So some busy things, a busy day, and there's plenty to talk about, there's plenty to think about, and there's plenty of reasons to care about what's happening in your community, in your city.
You should care.
In your county, in your state, in your country, and yes, you better be paying attention. You better care, because there are plenty of people out there that are they don't have the best of intentions for the United States of America, and some of them are vocal about it. Some of those people that were elected in New York said our job is to get into office and dismantle the United States.
The United States from within.
Yeah.
And now here's the thing. Now here's a good question for you, Tug. That lady that you're just mentioning, That basically she's all over. There's no ambiguity here. No one doctored anything. No one made this up. She's out there saying it's not just fundamentally changed. They, from within, wants to destroy this country. She's basically said that. She has to be sworn in as a member of Congress and to uphold the Constitution. Why on ever would they seat her? Because in her religion, she is told to lie to get to her means. So if I'm a Republican up there and they still control the House, there's no way I'd seat her.
No.
And they have that option.
I know they do. Crazy thing is, they're going to do it.
They will do it. The Republicans will seat her because they're afraid of being called a racist. The Democrats will seat her because
that's the goal.
That party.
That's the goal.
They want
to dismantle the United States.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's terrible. And I wish the Republicans had a backbone. I oftentimes say I'm not a Republican. I'm a conservative. And I don't know that I'll ever change that. So when Tucker Carlson announces that he's leaving the Republican Party, so what?
Goodbye.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, but I've left it a long time ago.
Yeah, right.
Welcome to the party, Tucker.
Welcome to the party, Tucker.
And look, he's obviously sold out for money, and he's talking all crazy.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, talking crazy. And that's disappointing, but I hadn't called myself a Republican for a long time because they don't do the right thing.
Wonder how much he got paid to denounce the Republican Party.
Lots,
because it seems like he comes out with these little. Well, at least lately, he's a smart guy, and I used to really like him. But once he went off the and I hate Jews, and I'm going to blame Jews for everything.
Yeah, it's weird.
He lost me there.
Yeah, it's weird.
And now he's a blame the U.S. guy, and he props up Iranian people. I'm like, no,
and Islam too. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, and he's propping up Islam, and he's bringing on guests that are known. Let's just say known criminals. I mean, these guys have been convicted of things, and he's propping them up in the name of Islam's not bad.
Yeah,
no, there's something going on.
Yeah.
But when he comes out with these things, he's getting paid. So I guarantee you, if you follow the money, you're going to find there's money somewhere.
Yeah, and that's the thing about some of that podcast world is you don't have the backing. And so you have to make the money somehow or other.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like that he's chosen a path.
To sell his soul?
Yeah, absolutely. I think people do it all. I think Hollywood does it all the time. Look at that. Look at Charlize Theron. I think she has sold her soul to the devil.
Gosh, that's sad. But yes.
Because she has three trans kids.
Three just happen to be transgender that she parades around.
Yes, I'm telling you, man.
Look at me.
That is selling your soul.
Your children are not accessories.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. To her, and to people like that. Yes, they are. It's no different. It's no different than a bag or a bracelet.
This is my Gucci bag. This is my trans.
It's the same thing.
That's terrible,
dude. It's the same thing.
Oh my goodness, that's awful.
I can't. Unimaginable comes to mind.
Yeah.
But sure enough, that's what they do, man. They sell their souls. I believe many people have, and that's my personal opinion about it.
Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. And I mean, if you are out there searching or you feel lost and you turn to government as the place to put your faith, please don't.
Well, do yourself a favor. Find yourself a church.
Yes.
That's the place. If you're looking. We talked about this morning, the people that come up to us and don't understand why we're always smiling or always happy. And I'm happy by nature because I feel like I know what my future is. I know who holds my future. I know the direction that I'm going. And I'm comfortable with that. It doesn't matter what happens at the highest level of government. No. It doesn't matter what happens in New York City because there's something greater than all of that.
There is no politician on this planet, and definitely not in this country, that's going to shake me of my faith.
That's right.
There's just not going to do it. And there's no government. There's a reason that our Constitution states out where we are endowed by our Creator. I'm not endowed by any government bureaucrat. I can tell you that.
Tell me, point to one that you trust. Give me one that you trust before you start trusting the government with anything.
With anything, I know.
Yeah, and even the people that I like, I typically don't trust.
I still would.
I question.
Yeah, I still would question.
And you should. Yeah, and you should question every one of them. Yep. You should question their motives. You should 100%. Question where the money's coming from. You should question everything about it. You should question science. You should question everything.
Absolutely. Here's the other thing. If you like a politician, that's great. I'm sure there's some good people there. But when they turn it into a career, you should have questions about it. Because it was never meant to, politics was never meant to be a career. Our founding fathers talked about that or wrote about that.
Here's my take on this before we get to the first thing to know this morning. My thing is it should be a challenge to serve.
Yeah.
You should have to want to do
hurt.
It should. It should.
Yeah.
It should cost you something to go serve.
Yes.
Because like if you were to go volunteer with any organization, I bet you pay for your own gas to get there.
Exactly.
Like when we volunteer at our church, we pay for our gas to get there. When we volunteer, we use our time.
Right.
Nobody's giving us money for our time. It's volunteer work, right? And it doesn't matter the organization. It could be the Scouts, the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, whatever. You're spending your time and your money to get there and to be the troop leader or whatever. Or let's say you're coaching a little rec team.
Right. A
little rec team.
Yeah.
You're spending your time. You're spending your money.
Right.
That's a challenge. For, that's an obstacle that you choose to overcome on your own.
Right.
I think serving in the government should be that same challenge. I think instead of pay raises, they should have their pay decreases every time.
And anytime the government shuts down, there should be the first ones not to get paid.
100% correct. I think it should be a challenge.
Absolutely.
And let's see how many people actually show up then.
Yeah.
My answer will be, my guess would be a lot. It would thin out. It'd be a lot less. Morning Extra on Extra 106.3, 8 o'clock hours brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts. 770-GET-HEAT-CentralHeat.com. Let's get to the first thing to know this morning.
They want you awake, informed, and ready to fight for the facts of the day in the land of the free. Now your sleepyhead nation needs your wake-up call. A mighty dose of reality coming in strong. Soon as the sun cracks the horizon so high, man, we got the story, no time for a lie. Put a boot in your ass, courtesy of the Morning Extra here.
So I want you to know, and Carlos has done a story time on this before, the makeup of the Democrat socialists, a.k.a. Marxists, a.k.a. communists, because that's where it all leads.
That's where it leads.
It won't be surprising if you know history or have heard a story time. It's the folks who make over $100,000 a year, the college-educated elites, and it's usually masters and doctorates. It's those people. And it's taken over the Democrat Party. So I'm wondering, will the working class Democrat voter know or realize, maybe recognize what's in their face? And will they finally vote differently? I don't know the answer. But I want you to listen to this. 2021 survey found the DSA was 85% white. A great chunk of them makes above six figures. Almost all of them have been indoctrinated, gotten a college degree, didn't make it out. And it's made up of elite progressives trying to speak to poor minorities who mostly don't want what they're selling. If you look at up in New York, NY13, the Democrat primary, that's the DSA-backed Chevalier, I think is her name. She did better in the wealthy precinct and lost in the poor precinct. Why? Because all of those elites. And I think it's different. I think being rich and being elite is very different. I think there's plenty of people who are rich that have worked hard, made incredible amounts of money that are not elitists. They don't treat people differently. They don't look down on people. They don't frown on people. Those elites that say they're working on behalf of the poor, minorities, whomever their select the box category is, because that's what it is. You're breaking everybody down. When they're working on behalf, they actually detest the people that they say that they're trying to help.
They want to help.
That's exactly right. I'm hoping that you're going to see more Democrats go, this is not right. This is not for me. And I see it on social media. I see some, not a lot, it's a very small percentage of Democrats going, wait. This does not seem to be trending in a good direction, Victor.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense. And I will say this too, because I am always a student of, I call it a student of observation. I like to observe and I like to analyze these things. And what I'm seeing right now, and having an ear to the ground in the Hispanic community, you have right now, and this is, I always go back to this, how can the Republicans win in November? You have right now. The Republicans have never had a better chance to gain Hispanic voters and black voters. Trump showed that it can be done because a good chunk came over to him in 2024. And they came to Trump. They didn't so much come to the Republican Party.
No, that's right. And I say that all the time on this show, too. Yeah. And people have probably heard me say it many times. Those Trump voters are voting for Trump.
Yeah.
They are not voting for the Republican. That's why the Republican Party still loses and they're still in the toilet.
I know. And they shouldn't be. And that's why right now, there's when you are talking, like when I talk to people in the Hispanic community, they despise socialism. Most of them, unless they've been indoctrinated here. Like the young Hispanics that came over with their parents that have only had indoctrination government schools here, they're going down a bad road, but their parents aren't. And so there's a whole swath of hardworking Hispanics who did come here the right way, like my dad did. And they're not going to vote for socialism. And even though they've been told, like my dad was told and I was told all growing up, you have to vote Democrat. They're actually stepping back now and going, well, I'm not for I'm not for transgender, this stuff going on. I'm not for dudes dressing up and beating the snot out of women. They're not for that, and they don't like to see Christianity attacked.
And Christianity is the number one target of Islamists. And
the Democrat
Socialists
Party.
And the Democrat Party. They hate it because we worship somewhere else. Because I say we, because as a very comfortable in my Christian skin, we worship at a different level. We don't worship government. We don't worship people. We worship one. Right. And that's Jesus. That's Christ, right? That's our worship. And they hate it. They hate because I don't depend on them for anything, and I don't want to depend on them for anything.
Exactly. And I would venture to say the Hispanic culture, we're naturally want to work hard and care for ourselves and our families. Yeah. We don't want to depend on government, and so and there's an opportunity here for the Republicans to really wake up and get on board and really attract these voters. School choice, that's another way, because Hispanics and even black families where you have a nucleus family, and they want better for their children. They want better schools. And the Democrat Party is the only party in this country that'll look at a black family and say, no, you don't get school choice, you get government choice.
Chevalier, as we brought up, lost the Bronx part of her district by 30 points. That's where the and then the predominantly black and Hispanic areas, she had the lowest of she lost the low income areas by 10 points.
But the white Karens love her.
She won young voters, higher income voters, and majority college educated voters by 20 points. Educated idiots.
You want to talk? I was just going to say that is such an oxymoron, because the intellectual, I've got a degree of basketball.
Yeah, exactly. I've got multiple. Call me doctor.
Transgender.
Call me doctor. Like
call me Dr. Jill.
Yeah. Call me doctor.
They maybe with the book standards of whatever transgender human class they took, they're an intellectual, but they sure aren't when it comes to the real world.
No,
and they sure aren't.
Because they live in a bubble.
They live in a bubble. I was just about to say.
And I'm not mad at them for making six figures. I'm not mad at that.
Hey, knock yourself out.
Everybody would like to be there.
Drive through, yeah.
But you've done it in a capitalist society. Guess what happens when you're not in a capitalist society?
Well, see, what you just said, Tug, is people need to understand. These elitists, they don't want the masses to be able to achieve that.
No, of course
they
not.
want to cut it off. You talk about the epitome of, I made mine, I'm going to shut the door behind me. That is today's Democrat Party, because without the peasant, there is no power.
That's right.
And if the peasant is able to live... See, this is why they hate capitalism.
Yeah.
Capitalism, throughout history, has lifted more people out of poverty.
Than anything else.
Yeah, you can grow up and your parents have been a janitor or dishwashers, but you yourself could accomplish what Elon Musk accomplished in this country because of capitalism. And the liberals, the Democrats, the socialists, they hate that.
Despise it, because if you are a person that is able to use your ability, your God-given ability to
God-given talent,
and you use that to lift yourself up and create a new path for your entire family. Maybe create generational wealth. Maybe not.
Wealth.
Maybe just be comfortable.
And
they hate you because you don't depend on them.
Mm-hmm.
That's where their power and money comes from. And it is seductive.
Oh, yeah.
Power and money is seductive. and they have
They
fallen
get a little
for it.
taste and they want more and more and more.
Morning Extra on Extra 106.3, 8 o'clock hour, brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert, 770-GET-HEAT-CentralHeat.com. What would Paul Revere be saying right now, do you think? If you had to guess. If he were on horseback, what would he be saying right now in 2026? I think I can tell you the answer next on the Morning Extra.
You can stream Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station while you work at extra1063.com. Get the latest from the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Neil Bortz, and stay connected at the office. That's xtra1063.com.
I'm Michelle Stovall, and our company has been family-owned and operated for 75 years. Check us out at StovallINC.com, or better yet, stop by our newly opened 11th store at 9500 Union Hill Road in Canton. At Stovall, we supply you with all your landscaping project needs, completely hassle-free down to delivery. Been dreaming of an outdoor kitchen, fireplace, or other custom paver project? We partner with Keystone Hardscapes for all your beautiful high-end concrete needs. We look forward to making your landscape dreams come true. Stovall has it all.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, Trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED, Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
Babe, can you knock out my honey-do list today?
Oh, I know. I told you I'd get to it this weekend.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalomia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. I can't fix your marriage, but I can fix your house. With our handyman for a day service, we'll handle those drywall patches, that door that won't latch, the leaky faucet, and the wood rot all around your house. The whole punch list, done fast, done right. You keep your weekend, she gets the house done. Everybody wins. Book your handyman for a day at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, the Trusted Toolbox.
If you want a smart new Toyota with a payment that makes sense, it's time for you to take a look at the 2026 Toyota Corolla. Reliable, efficient, and built for long-term value. It's a great fit for daily driving, commuting, and keeping ownership simple. At Marietta Toyota, every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty. That's unlimited time and unlimited mileage for as long as you own it. And we're voted Best of Comp for 2026, Best New Car Dealership, and Best Service Center. It's the thing that Jared and his people pride themselves on, giving you the best deal and the best service. For well-qualified buyers, 6.49% APR for 72 months is available on the new 2026 Corolla through June 30th. Visit us on Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota, since 1975. We've been here and we'll be here for you.
6.49% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers are qualified. N6/30/2026. See dealer for details. All prices exclude tax, tag, title, and include $699 dock fee and $257 electronic tag fee.
Hank Williams Jr. live this Saturday night, Ameris Bank Amphitheater, with special guest Sammy Kershaw. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
The Morning Extra, starting your day the right way. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
What is the impeachable offense? To think, and this is where I asked my leftist brethren, it took you 7 days to get rid of Eric Swalwell. You've had 10 years for Donald Trump. Do you really think the next one is the one that's going to do it? If they didn't make you, they can't break you. Politics made Eric Swalwell. That's why politics killed Eric Swalwell.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is Extra 106.3. The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Thursday, June 25th, and here are your headlines. After an explosive meeting in the Senate turned into a win for President Trump and his administration, key Republicans flipped on another bid to handcuff the administration's authorities in Iran. In its final act before leaving Washington for a 2-week break, the Senate rejected Democrats' attempt to rein in Trump's war powers in Iran as talks continue between the U.S. and Tehran to hammer out a long-term peace agreement. Brookhaven leaders approved the city's first property tax increase in more than a decade. The millage rate will jump 40%, with city officials saying it's needed to close a $6 million budget gap and avoid cuts to services and other public safety positions. And finally, Cobb County voters will decide in November whether to renew the county's 1% SPLOST sales tax. If approved, the measure would generate more than $1.1 billion for projects, including road improvements, public safety upgrades, new county facilities, and a new state court building. Today's weather will be partly cloudy with a small chance of rain in the afternoon. It'll be a high of 86 and a low of 70. With your Extra 106.3 headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3. Victor Armendariz in for front office Los today and tomorrow. Always great to have him. You can check out his show, The Victor Armendariz Show, on the Podcast Park. You can watch it on the Extra YouTube channel. Anywhere you get your podcast, any of those podcast aggregates, Spotify or Apple Podcast or Amazon Podcast.
Some that I don't even know exist.
Yeah, I'm sure, absolutely. Yeah, the things that just pop up and there it is. Wow, look at there. Yeah, so plenty of places to get that, and it costs you nothing. It gets $0. That's why we're always telling you to support the advertisers, or telling you is not the right way to put it. Asking you to support the advertisers of Extra 106.3 because they share your values.
Yep.
So they are here. They share your values. They spend money to tell you about the products that they are representing, buying, selling. So when you have a need for a product or service that you hear on Extra, give them the first opportunity to earn your business because they share your values. I think that's the most important thing in the world. It's not about anything except shared values. That's what has made America great. That's what will continue to make America great as long as we keep those shared values. Now, look, those communist socialists, they hate your values. They want to tear them away. When Barack Obama said we want to fundamentally change America, you're seeing that unfold now. Mm-hmm. That's what that was. So the people that advertise on this station have the same value set you do. When you need a good or service, give them the opportunity to earn your business. That's what we ask for. So that's why nothing here costs. That's why you download the app. There's no fee for that. No fee for the conversations that we have. But it always spokes in a wheel. Without one, the others don't work.
It doesn't work.
So, and the other thing is, unlike maybe Tucker Carlson, who's taking money to say all kinds of crazy stuff, we don't. And there's a great example, Victor. It was right after COVID. So it was maybe late 2020, early 2020, somewhere in there. One of our sales guys came in and said, "Hey, we just got a big buy from Pfizer." I think it was Pfizer, something like that. One of the medical companies.
Right.
Don't quote me on which one it was, because I know there were like 3 doing them. And they said they want one of y'all to speak on behalf of the shot. Go get your shot, and they're going to pay you to do it. And they're like, "Will one of y'all do that?" And all of us were like, "No." No. They're like, "You're telling me you won't take money to record this ad in favor of the COVID vaccine?" We're like, "Absolutely not. Not a chance of it." No. And the beauty is nobody in this company made us do it. Nobody said, "Unfortunately, you've got to do it."
Right, you've got to do it.
But we're not giving up. So they just, instead of paying one of us, I'm sure somebody just voiced it and it was on the air because it was there, and we just weren't forced to do it. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's great. That's a good. That's a sign of a good family right there. The Dickies, they've
been good. They've been good.
Yeah.
And there's with rarity, that anything comes up, that they're like, don't you dare do this, unless it's something detrimental to the FCC license. That's what I'm saying. It's never
without the license, none of us are here.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing, and so I'm proud of that. But it all drives back to the point of supporting the advertisers that you hear on Extra.
And that's the other thing. I'm sure everybody can rest assured, listeners here, that, and just as you just said, that example right there, Tug, we're not gonna do something that's against.
I can't, man. I can't. My values, I'm just not going to give them up, man.
Yeah,
there's, unlike Tucker, there's not enough money out there.
Yeah, I don't need $30 million or whatever they're paying him. Whatever he's doing now is.
I'm sure.
I'm glad he can do it. Yeah. He can't do it anywhere else. He's propping up Islam. There's no show me an Islamic nation that's going to get. And don't tell me the oil, because if you're not part of the family, you ain't getting that oil money. Right. Why do you think that so much of the world's poverty is in the Middle East?
That's right. 100% correct.
I mean.
8 o'clock hour brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert, 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com. If you look at the news at night, you may be tempted to scream. You may
try,
shout, holler,
throw things,
throw remote at the TV, kick the poor dog. Yeah, exactly.
Poor dog. Don't kick the dog.
No, don't ever kick the dog. The dog's better than you are. We don't deserve
Maybe
dogs.
the cat, but not the dog. No,
that's right. No.
I'm kidding. I kid.
Break out the laser pointer and let the cat chase that. Entertain yourself that way.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't hurt the pets.
Don't hurt the animals.
Because they are better than you most often.
Yes, most often they are.
And we don't deserve them, I believe. But there's a lot of things that you could shout. If you'll go back in history, there's been times where people would speak up and they would shout out there was something bad coming.
Declarations.
They would make those declarations. Paul Revere famously made a declaration.
And on a fine animal, I might say.
Yes, on a steed. On horseback, running through, saying the British are coming. And we need another Paul Revere, Victor.
Oh, gosh, yes. We do.
And he would probably be shouting again.
And he would be shouting again. There's no doubt he would be shouting. Find me a nice steed, and I'll do it. But we do.
That's right. Victor Revere.
Victor Revere. We do. And what would he be shouting? He'd be shouting the socialists are coming or the communists are coming, because let's face it, you've got a party right now that's telling you who they are. They're the Democrat, and they want to use the pretty language, democratic socialist. No, it's socialism, and socialism will always turn into communism. Just look at history. And so,
and it's all based in Marxism.
And it never
changes.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
It is.
Look, you mentioned it earlier, Tug. The Nazi Party of Germany was called the Nazi Socialist Party
for a reason.
They had brown shirts to
differentiate themselves.
Yeah, and to beat people into submission.
That's right.
And then you had the communists, you had the black shirts. And it's a lot. Again, if people go back and look at the history, when you had the Nazi Socialist Party, they weren't exactly buddies with the communists because they were fighting to control.
Yeah, but in situations like that, because I feel like the Islamists and the socialist, communist, Marxists, they partnered together because they have a common enemy.
Well, they will do that.
And they will. And
history's shown it.
Which is what I brought up in that last segment with the overthrow of the Shah when they had the Islamic Revolution. What are the first thing the Islamists did? They killed 30,000 of the crazy leftist communists. And but to your point, I want to show you this meme. And it is socialism is a picture of socialism, and it is just people under the foot.
That's great.
And then democratic socialism, as they try to make it look better, sound better. It's the same people under the stomping foot, but it has rainbows and clowns.
Rainbow colors.
They paint it up and make it look pretty, even though it's the same death and destruction.
That's a great depiction,
death cult
of what it is.
That's exactly right. So Paul Revere would definitely be screaming on the horseback.
Yeah,
the communists are coming. The communists are coming.
I'm glad you brought this up, because there's a story today where Gallup did a poll, and 77% of the people said the founding fathers would not be happy with the country today.
You think? The only problem is that should be 99%.
It should be 99%, because if you're a freedom-loving, let me tell you, if Paul Revere were here, or any of the founding fathers, they would be devastated by the amount of liberty and freedom that the American people would have given up in name of big government, or in the name of well, if you take care of me and you make me secure, I'm going to give away some freedom. And so this is what just blows my mind when I see a poll like that. Because if you dive into that poll, you'll have the left saying, well, no, we're not. They wouldn't like it now because we're not socialist. No, it's quite the opposite.
Yeah, for sure. Your revisionist history might work on somebody at a college campus. It ain't working on me.
It ain't working on me.
Yeah.
I am not one of those waving a Hamas flag, so I am not
bizarre, which is insane.
I mean, imagine what George Washington, Hamilton, Franklin. Imagine what they would if they could see this now. A college student born in this country waving a terrorist flag.
They would be shocked.
Screaming to trap the Jews.
That's right, absolutely. Or don't let them in your coffee shop.
Don't let the Jews in your coffee shop.
Which is what happened in New York. The socialists, they're showing you, and the Islamists, they're showing you what they want to do. All you have to do is listen, but are you willing to listen? And that's the difference. Are you willing to listen?
Would you listen to Paul Revere if he were to come down your street right now?
Well, I don't claim to be Paul Revere, but we've been shouting it from the rooftop forever.
Will you listen to Extra 106?
Look, I would never compare myself to a founding father. I didn't have that wisdom. I've learned from their wisdom.
Mm-hmm. Still,
are they infallible? No. Did they make mistakes? Yes. Mm-hmm. But they put together a pretty good little country, and you brought in a piece of audio that. Kind of like the Paul Revere thing. If it came down the street, would you listen to him? George Washington, like we need George Washington from the ad that you brought up.
Yes, let's hit that. Just picture.
Here's a couple of things America got right: cars and freedom.
That's just beautiful.
And then George Washington in like a Dodge Charger or something.
A Dodge Challenger.
Yes. There we go. That's right.
That's what we need. It's a V8, American muscle, American freedom. This is what this stands for. Exceptionalism.
Yet the left don't want you to have private property. No. They don't want you to have. I know people are going to say, "Tug, you're crazy." Victor, you're crazy. Los, you're crazy. Y'all are all crazy. The left doesn't care if you own a car. They don't care if you own a home.
You're quite wrong.
Little did you know. Little do you know. That's the ultimate plan. And you hear it. They start with, well, we're going to take over this building that the slumlord owns.
Right.
He's not doing the proper upgrades. I don't know if you've ever seen government housing.
Oh.
It's awful.
Have you ever been to a Section 8 neighborhood?
It's awful. Because it's not taken care of.
Yeah, because they didn't earn it.
They didn't earn it. And there's I think it was a study out in one of the universities, Stanford in California, where they talked about they grouped people. Let's say it was a study of 1,500 or 3,000 people, whatever it was, and half of them they paid off all. They got people with medical debt. Half of them they paid off all the medical debt, and then the other half they didn't. The people that they didn't pay off the debt actually were doing better because the people that had their debt paid off stopped paying their other bills. Because somebody will pick it up.
Yeah,
it's taught.
Government's going to. Yeah, it is taught now, and that's the problem with government schools. And why do you think Democrats want to have free, and I'm using air quotes, childcare? Because they want your kid the minute it comes out of the womb. They want to indoctrinate the minute your child is able to open their eyes.
Why have they captured the education system? It was all originally. The Department of Education, how do we separate Catholic families from their faith? That was the plan.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And it still exists today, and now stronger than ever before. Now you're seeing, on the positive side, you're seeing an exodus from public school to private and homeschooling.
Homeschooling exploded after COVID.
It did. Crazy. We had families, and we could never make it work. It just didn't, it wasn't, for in a place where we could afford to do that. And but we had so many friends and families that homeschooled all the way up until like 4th or 5th grade. And it was awesome, man. And those kids are great, and they're doing really well. I think if you have a strong, I'm not saying all, but if you have a strong structure at home, I think if there's faith. I'm not saying it always has to be this way, but I've seen it play out when these things are not variables. Strong family unit, faith unit, work ethic, all those things. Even if they go to public schools, they hear it, but they dismiss it. Because I remember my son, when he was in high school, and even now in college, he was like, I can tell you the political persuasion of most of my high school teachers. He was like, most of them were pretty much center-right. But then there was, let's say it was 60-40, and the other 40%, or maybe it was the exact opposite, whatever it was, I could tell. It was like by the way they taught, by the things they said, and by the questions they asked. And if you responded in a negative way against something they'd said, your grade was going to be affected.
Wow.
So I always learned to play the game.
You play the game.
I told them what they wanted to hear. I don't believe any of it.
Right.
I just played the game. I told them what they wanted to hear, and I was like, it's amazing that kids recognize it and are able to push back on it if they have that infrastructure
at home.
At home.
No doubt.
That's where it all begins, and that's why the attack on the family has been so important and valuable to the left as far as politics.
They can't afford for there to be nuclear families anymore because the nuclear family doesn't jive with the Democrat agenda.
Right. That's exactly right. Freedom of private property and freedom.
That little thing about freedom.
Yeah, freedom and those things. Dude, it's all happening in your face. Do you recognize it, and will you do something about it? Will you be active in your community? Will you encourage your church groups and your community groups to get out and vote and vote for the America that you love and that has put you in a position to live free?
Will you pay attention?
Will you? And I know you listening right now, you're part of the 1% that probably will.
Right. But will you tell somebody?
So Ted Cruz, I saw him speak in Alpharetta a couple weeks ago on behalf of Rick Jackson, who won the primary to run against Keisha Lance Bottoms, for heaven's sakes. And he said, jokingly, he's like, I want you to go vote 10 times. And he was like, of course, I don't mean really go vote 10 times, but what I am saying, even though the left might do that, is like, what I'm saying is, will you tell other people? Will you go vote and then call and text 9 other people? And if they go to the polls, you've just voted 10 times.
Just voted 10 times.
And made a difference. Senator Cruz, smart man. I love him.
He is. He's one of the good ones.
Yeah, he is. Morning Extra and Extra 106.3. Fetterman sounds great as a senator, but he's not going to help you, me, or America at all. Next on Extra.
Extra 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, June 25th. The Braves were swept for the first time this season after a 5-2 loss in the series finale of the Padres last night. The 4-game losing streak marks the longest losing streak of the season for Atlanta as they now head to San Francisco for a 3-game weekend series that begins on Friday night. The Hawks continue to add to their roster and get the center they've been looking for in the NBA draft. Following a trade for the number 52 overall pick, the Hawks selected 7-foot center Henry Visar out of North Carolina in the second round. Visar averaged 17 points, nearly 9 rebounds, and just over 2 assists in his final season as a Tar Heel. And the United States men's national team plays their final match in group stage play of the World Cup tonight. They face off against Turkey with kickoff set for 10 p.m. With your sports headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
The warm air, the beautiful weather, and the sounds of baseball. It's got you thinking about hitting the road. And no matter where your adventures take you, Subaru of Gwinnett has a vehicle to get you there safely and in style. Like the 2026 Subaru Outback, which will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive plus up to 32 miles per gallon. And if you're up for adventure, it'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. More than the Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4 or the 2026 Subaru Forester, the SUV for all you love. It's the right-sized SUV for all the adventures ahead with a spacious and comfortable interior for everyone you want to bring along. And no matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House, and now the thought of the day. There's only a few things that a safe from the Safe House can't protect you from. The biggest one is socialist Democrats trying to steal elections. Does that really happen? Yes, it does. So for real security, drop by the Safe House and let us show you how to protect your hard-earned valuables from theft and fire. We are the exclusive Browning and Fort Knox safe dealer in the area. That's right, we're the only ones. So don't go unprotected. Go to AtlantaSafehouse.com. That's AtlantaSafehouse.com.
Celebrate the Red, White, and Braves during Independence Week at Truist Park. The week begins June 30th through July 2nd as the Cardinals come to town. Fans can score the corduroy throwback cap presented by Napa on July 2nd, featuring an American flag patch. Then it's a division showdown as the Mets battle your Braves, July 3rd through the 6th.
He swings and it's a fly ball deep to right field in the corner, and it's gone! And the Braves win it!
And on Saturday, July 4th, enjoy some freedom, fireworks, and fastballs. Start your day at the Independence Day block party before the game, then enjoy the Southeast's largest fireworks show after the game and all kinds of fun in between. The week wraps up with back-to-back giveaways, the kids' mini Drake Baldwin bobblehead and the Matt Olson bobble card presented by Delta. Visit Braves.com/independence to purchase tickets for $17.76. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
From the latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust, your best new follow on social media is Xtra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Xtra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Xtra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Xtra and Xtra 1063. Download the app so you can listen live and on demand. Anything you missed in the show so far, Victor Armendariz from the Victor Armendariz Show. Yeah, they Armendariz. I can kind of do
You're
it.
You're good.
I do okay. I do okay. Right. But Victor's great.
I like it when the Kimmer tries to do it.
Is he not able to?
He can do it pretty good.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Dude, Kimmer, there's not many things that Kimmer can't do.
I don't think there's anything Kimmer can't do.
Somebody sent me a real cool video of the Kimmer back in the day hosting sports up in Chicago, and he was at Wrigley Field, and he was talking about, doing the recap of the game, and and he did such great work there. And
didn't he hit a home run in Wrigley Field?
Yeah, that's what he says, and I think it's been proved. I believe.
I don't know if there's proof of it, but
Jeff Carter's back there telling me yes that it has been
excellent.
We're getting a thumbs up.
Hey, if the Kimmer says it, it's hard not to believe him.
Morning Xtra and Xtra 1063. We were talking about how will the Democrat Party, at least some of the Democrats, realize at some point that their party is not what it used to be. The party of, JFK, dead and gone. Even the party of Bill Clinton, really, dead and gone. Now, I know he rolls over and panders to the socialists and whatever.
He doesn't have a choice. He's afraid of Hillary.
Yeah, exactly. Should probably off him or something. But it's sad to see because, that his party doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. And I don't know if any of them have the courage. I'm seeing a few people on social media say, this is unacceptable. There was a guy, see if I still have it pulled up here, where he was saying, I worked, in the Clinton White House, all that kind of stuff. And he was like, the anti-Semitism that is rampant in the Democrat Party, he was like, I can't abide by it. I can't accept this. I can't do this. See if I can find his name. Jamie Metzel is his name.
Oh.
And he basically is saying, dude, what I'm seeing in my party is terrifying, and I don't support it. I can't stand by it. And he was like, I'm no backer of Trump, but what's happening is wrong and bad.
That I love it that you bring that up, because I have said this before. If you think the letter D in DNA stands for Democrat, and you just have to be a Democrat, then you should want to save your party. Because the party needs saving. I mean, I saw what's that? The lady on Fox News, Jessica Tarloff.
This is what's
striking to me. She's a Jewish lady, And I think it was Gutfeld or Waters looked at her and said, if you were in Maine, would you vote for the dude with a Nazi tattoo?
I don't know her answer, but I said I bet she wouldn't say no.
She would not say no.
Yeah, that's right.
She wouldn't say no.
This Jamie Metzl guy, I'm a lifelong Democrat, served in the White House for President Clinton, State Department for Madeleine Albright, United Nations with Cambodia. I believe the most important role of government to protect the most vulnerable people in society, create an environment where everybody can realize their fullest potential. Well, first of all, if you're leaning on government for that, you're in the wrong spot. However, so he says, it gives me no pleasure to come to the following conclusion. The American left, including the left wing of the Democrat Party, which is, Jamie, the entire Democrat Party now, is currently embracing, his words, an orgy of anti-Semitism. He's realized it.
Yeah.
He knows. And yet, there's so many people that in that party that don't know.
Look at it this way.
Maya Peg doesn't know.
If there's any Democrats listening to me right now, here, if you want some proof to look up for yourself, the best candidate the Democrats could put up, and I don't even like saying this, but I can say this because I know the Democrats won't nominate him, but the best candidate they could nominate in 2028 who would have a real fighting chance to win is Shapiro from Pennsylvania.
What do they say about him?
He's Jewish. So
that's the reason they didn't pick him as the VP pick.
Exactly why they didn't pick him for VP for Kamala. And that's
that was
why
in the book, wasn't it? Wasn't that in Kamala's book?
She did allude to it, just as she said that Buttigieg wasn't gay enough.
Yeah. Oh, no, he was too gay.
Was too gay.
Yeah,
like gay
too
enough.
Jewish, too gay.
He's gay enough.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's crazy.
She said he was too gay.
Yeah.
But no, she alluded to the fact that you're Jewish.
Yeah, we can't because our party won't allow it. That's what she said. That's what.
And so how are you a party of the people when you're excluding a whole slot? What blows my mind, though,
not the party of the people. That's the first thing.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
What blows my mind are how anyone of the Jewish faith can still vote for today's Democrat Party.
As they block a Jewish man from going into a coffee shop in New York
And it's not like he was a rabid Republican. He was a Democrat.
Yeah,
a Democrat who voted progressive.
Yeah, that's not enough, though.
But that's not enough. You're one of those.
John Fetterman is another guy that I think Republicans get enamored with. And I understand why, because he's brave enough to call out the Democrat Party for the anti-Semitism, for saying Israel doesn't have the right to exist, which is absurd, and that Trump's not a Nazi, right? He's capable of saying those things, and he's going to be primaried for saying those things. He's going to be kicked out of the party. But for those people who want to have him flipped to be a Republican, think again. No, you don't. He votes with the Democrats 95% of the time, or whatever the number is up there. 93, 94, 95, whatever the percentage is. He is a devout Democrat and votes that way. Look at his voting record. So for those people who say, well, man, he's great, I hope he flips to the Republican Party. No, you don't. No, you don't. He will be a Susan Collins, a Murkowski.
Yeah.
That's what he would be. He would be a rhino.
A rhino.
And people would complain about him. Would he be out there saying a few things that you agree with? Yes. But does that mean you want him in your party? No, you do not. Is he probably a nice man? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he seems like it.
Seems like a terrific guy.
He seems like a real down-to-earth kind of guy.
But his voting record is incredibly liberal.
Very much so.
Incredibly in the favor of the Democrat Party. He's never going to vote for you in anything that you support. So stop saying, I can't wait till John Fetterman becomes a Democrat or becomes a Republican.
Yeah.
It's not going to help you.
It's not going to help
He's going to do the same thing. It would just be an R by his name.
Yeah.
He would still vote the exact same way. He would not be voting to support anything that you vote and support and love.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it happens, though.
Me either. And there's going to be people that celebrate it, and I'm going to ask why.
Because the Fetterman team is going to look at it and go, if you switch, we can stay in power.
That's right.
And if he does that, what we need is Fetterman to come out and go, hey, I've seen the light. I believe in small government. I believe in lower taxes. If he can't say that,
and he can't,
then
he's not going to be able to say it.
Don't come to the Republican Party.
Maybe he'll say it to get the vote, and then he'll continue to vote 95% with the Democrats.
Yeah. Look at Susan Collins in Maine voted to impeach President Trump.
Oh, no.
And she's a Republican.
Yeah. Now, look, I don't know that Fetterman would do that. He said he wouldn't.
Right.
So maybe he's got an edge on Susan Collins maybe on that. But it's not going to be.
And she's only going to win because she's up against a dude with a Nazi tattoo.
Oh, my gosh. That's the only reason.
If she wins.
That's the only reason. Yeah, look, there's no guarantee.
I
think the betting markets have her winning, but the betting markets also got the Georgia gubernatorial race way wrong.
Way wrong. Yeah,
I mean, they were saying 70-30 the other way.
Yeah.
The betting markets ain't always right.
No.
They don't make money on winners. They don't build those big hotels on winners. When we come back, just shut up and pitch and hit and run. Next on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Well, if you've listened to me for any period of time, you know that I'm an absolute sworn enemy of teachers' unions. They are the most dangerous group of people in this country, and they overwhelmingly support the most dangerous political party we have in this country, the Democrats. You cannot name me a city with a Democrat mayor that is thriving. Go ahead, try it. Not to mention a state. And that brings us to Virginia. Several years ago, Virginia started something called Operation Ceasefire. It focused on cities with high crime rates. Boy, do we need that. With a 3-pillar strategy, they called it, working with at-risk youth, community leaders, expanding outreach, and this biggie, serious enforcement of the law. Under Operation Ceasefire, the cops and the prosecutors targeted repeat offenders with help from tech, including automated license plate readers in select cities, outlays of about $1.3 million a year. Murders cut by 30%, violent crime by 66%. So where do the Democrats come in? Abigail Spanberger, the new female governor of Virginia. And one of the first things she did was stop Operation Ceasefire. Great success there, I guess, but it was just too Republican for her tastes. That's who Democrats are. You come up with a good anti-crime plan, the Democrats are going to call a halt to it. After all, you're targeting their voters, their people. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey, it's Front Office Los with Tom, the honest car guy. Let's talk about the new way to buy a car in 2026. Tell me how you can save clients thousands of dollars in this process.
I got a customer here, Jeff Everhart. I met him today first time because I delivered his 25 model Honda Pilot, fully loaded with only 16,000 miles on it. Jeff, answer Los's question about that one.
It was actually shocking. I mean, you hear the advertisements, you want to believe it, and then when you go through with the sale, and there's no extras, there's no dock fees, there's no storage fees, no transportation fees. The price I was given was the price that I paid plus their honest fee. I did save thousands of dollars, and it was a very quick sale.
Well, we appreciate that.
And did it from my living room.
Did it from your living room.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Streaming across Georgia on the Extra 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
It wasn't one, it was two powerful earthquakes.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, causing a lot of death and destruction in Venezuela.
The search and rescue, you're trying to get to people while you can still save their lives. They're buried under rubble.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. is sending rescue crews and more. At least 164 people were killed, almost 1,000 injured, with more buried in the destruction.
Venezuelan's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, she is warning the death toll expected to climb as emergency crews reach devastated areas and continue pulling victims from collapsed buildings. Now, the powerful 7.2 and 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck just after 6 p.m. yesterday, shaking the capital and surrounding regions.
Fox's Dana Marie McNichol. Back to Secretary Rubio. He spoke in Bahrain after meeting with Gulf leaders.
The president has multiple options at his disposal if Iran goes back on their word or if Iran decides they don't want to make a deal.
And as more nuclear talks loom in the push to prevent Iran from having weapons, Rubio also says,
what we're interested in is whether or not ships are moving. If ships are moving as they should be moving, then that's what we're going to judge and that's what we're going to react to.
He's also hopeful about peace in Lebanon.
Israel's occupying part of the country to keep its citizens safe from Hezbollah attacks. A State Department official claimed in a significant demonstration of good faith, Israeli forces had withdrawn from part of its buffer zone in southern Lebanon. That's been swiftly contradicted by both sides. Israeli officials say there will be no withdrawal.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. We got another report on the economy this morning showing higher prices.
Again, inflated numbers. We're talking about the Iran conflict. Month over month, a gain of 0.4%. Year over year, 4.1%.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Casoni. That is the biggest annual increase in what are called personal consumption expenditures since April 2023. But oil prices are down again today. Brent is below what it was. WTI almost there before the Iran conflict, though gas at the pump still nearly $1 a gallon higher. America's listening to Fox.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when pain is a part of everyday life. Relief Factor was created to help people address inflammation, which is one of the most common causes of ongoing aches and pains from aging, overexertion, or just daily living. It's 100% drug-free, research-based formula, no prescription, no masking of symptoms, just real relief so you can keep moving forward. My pain almost stopped me. My hands were so bad I couldn't even button my own shirt. I couldn't paint. I couldn't write. And Tanya was the one who told me, I'm not listening to you whine anymore unless you try everything. Try Relief Factor. I did. It helped me get my life back. As America celebrates her 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. To commemorate, Relief Factor is offering a special patriotic price at $17.76, so you can pursue your happiness being pain-free. $17.76, 3-week quick starts ready for you right now. Relief Factor, because freedom just feels better without pain. Visit ReliefFactor.com. ReliefFactor.com. 800-4 relief.
Align your business with other like-minded conservatives by advertising on Xtra 1063. Email sales at xtra1063.com.
Tug and Los until 10 on Xtra 1063. Anytime you get a little Def Leppard in, it's a good day.
That's a good day.
Jeff, grateful. I remember being working at Dalton Parks and Recreation Department. I worked in the concession stand when this song was a hit. Yeah. And the concession stand led out to the pool deck, you know, for the rec department, the pool, where, you know, people would come and swim and whatever. Right. And all the lifeguards, the ladies, you know, it was probably mixed, you know, 50-50 guys and girls, but, you know, the girls loved it. They loved the song. And you could when it would, because we just had the radio then. There was no streaming, it was just the radio, right? And when it would come on, it was a different scene at Dalton Parks and Recreation Department.
And you're like, it turned into the Rock of Ages movie.
Yeah, right. And I was like, oh my God, can y'all play this song again? Like, I was calling up the KZ 106. I was like, hey,
play this again.
Can you play that again? They're like, hey man, we just played it. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm here at the pool at Dalton Parks and Recreation Department, and the lifeguards, they really like it. Can you play it more? You know, and they were already playing, I'm sure, once an hour as it was.
Right.
Oh, pardon me.
That's great,
dude. It was so much fun. I started working when I was 12 or 13 at Dalton Parks and Recreation Department. Wow. You know, when in the summers or whatever. Yeah. And
that's awesome.
And you know, my uncle, who was the reason I got the job, he was like the rec center manager, you know, and he would hire a whole bunch of kids that were my age to run the concession stand and run the putt-putt course that I had. And, you know, buy tickets to get into the pool. And you had to be older and pass a test to be a lifeguard, but that's what everybody wanted to work toward. But my uncle, before you start talking about my uncle getting me the job, which he did, you know what he tasked me with? I became so good at it that the Navy let me do it a lot too.
You got to
my own uncle. I didn't get to start like all the rest of the kids in the concession stand. Oh, no.
Well, you were special, don't you know?
Yes, I was. He was like, we're going to start you with the janitorial staff. And I remember going,
what?
I thought I was going to start in the concession stand. All the other people that I hired that are my age are in the concession stand. They're selling Snicker bars and popcorn and
sodas out
and able to look out at that pool deck and see the pretty girls out there, or whatever. And he was like, yeah, they are.
But you're not.
He was like,
oh, wow.
Nobody gets a free ride, and they're not going to be able to say you got this job because your uncle, because I'm giving you the job that nobody wants. And you're going to clean those toilets with Jerry, and I'm trying to remember, maybe Ed was the other guy's name. God, I can picture his face. It's been a while since I've been 12 and 13. But I worked there for 4 summers, and for the first 2, I cleaned toilets the entire time. And then I got in the Navy and I cleaned more toilets. I'm the toilet cleaningest dude in the world.
The Navy has a way to find your talents.
They did. That's right. Absolutely. And Los will joke, and he tries to, pick me up, which I appreciate. He was like, Tug, when he was in the Navy, man, he was right next to the button to fire the missiles. And he is exactly right. In the workspace that I worked in, it was there.
It was there.
I didn't get in that workspace all that often. They'd be like, hey, Cowart, got some toilets that need to be cleaned. Get down there and get it done. Whatever. It was so great. So I'm telling you, my whole life has been cleaning toilets. And at my house, because I'm good at it, my wife cooks dinner. I usually clean the dishes after dinner. My wife she'll do the laundry. I'll clean the toilets. And the bathtubs because I'm good at it, man. I've been doing it my whole life.
You can do it with your eyes closed.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, my uncle was not going to be that whole my family member got me a job. Right. Nobody's going to be able to say that because they're going to see you cleaning those toilets for the next 2 summers. And then when you do graduate to the concession stand,
you will have earned it.
You will have earned it. Exactly right. So my whole life has been you'll earn what you get.
You're going to earn what you get. Yep.
And can I tell you, I joke about it. I think it's such a character building thing because my friends would come to the pool and they'd be like, what have you been up to? I'd be like, and I'd be out there with my mom, Let me tell you, about humbling when all your buds come and they got their, parents sent them with $5 to buy Snicker bars and popcorn and Coca-Colas like you're talking about, and they're about to go out to the pool. And they're like, when do you get done with this? And I'm like, 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Hours.
Yeah, I'll be out here they'll get there at 10 in the morning to go to the pool. It probably opened at 10 or 11 somewhere.
Right.
They're like, what time are you going to be out the pool? I'm like, I'm not.
I'm not.
As I'm swabbing the deck.
Right, swabbing the deck.
As I'm getting ready to go in there and clean that toilet with Jerry. The guy's name was Jerry. Wow. My given name's Jerry. But it's just the way, that my family saw it. It's just the way that they thought, hey, if you're going to get anything, you'll earn it. And I love that, and I think it's built character, and I think it's built confidence in me. There's no job that's lower than me.
Exactly.
Dude, there's nothing. There's nothing I won't do.
That's what today's youth does not understand.
That's right. Because they want to come out of college because they've been told they're owed $100,000 a year, and they've told they're owed the job that they want to do, not the one that they have to earn. And I think that has to change. If you want to salvage America, you have to change that mentality. You have to change that thought process. And those socialists that have been winning, and they got a little wind in their sails for sure. Good Lord's got a plan. Good Lord is in control of it all.
Sometimes you must endure pain.
Exactly right. Those founding fathers endured some.
They sure did.
They all gave up everything.
They gave up everything.
And
risked death.
That's right. Absolutely they did. And so if you want to know why those young people are voting for the socialists, it's because they're telling them what they want to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, you are owed that.
Yeah. Don't you know, working 40 hours.
What? Coming into the office?
Look at that. Look how many. See, that's the other thing. Companies at some point are going to have to stop listening to these little heads full of mush and remind them, no, this is the real world. You don't get to dictate to your employer.
Yeah.
And,
exactly right.
They need to start doing that.
And maybe they will. Maybe they will.
Hopefully.
Tug and Los until 10. Victor in for Los. The first thing to know this morning.
Way out west, there's a show, the Morning Extra, the Morning Extra. Tug so bold, deep in the story, breaking news that's bold.
I know you don't love it when politics get injected into your favorite sport, whether it's the NFL or college football or Major League Baseball. I know you don't love that, and neither do I, and that's why I'm so happy that Kenny Chesney is a guy that's worked country radio for a long time. I'm happy that Kenny Chesney said, it's not my place, man. Look, if I were to guess, I don't know this, but if I were to guess, he's probably a center-left guy. Raised in East Tennessee, he's definitely got some conservative values. I would bet anything on that. But when it comes to social issues, maybe center-left, I don't know. But he was on Bill Maher's Club Random, and he's been on there before. He's been on the HBO show, too. And he said, it's just not my place to interject politics. I don't feel compelled to tell people what I believe or what they should believe. They're usually here at my concert to escape some of that, and I want to create that environment where it's just fun and we're cheersing each other and everybody's just having good times, singing along to the songs that they know all the words to. That's the environment I want to create, and I love that about Kenny Chesney. I'm proud that he said that. I love playing his music, and I've been a fan a long time. But you got to love how these teams bring politics into the game of baseball, and then they get mad when they get asked about it. I don't know what Buster Posey's politics are. I know he's from Leesburg, Georgia, same place that Luke Bryan's from, same place that Philip Phillips that was on American Idol and had a couple hits afterward. 3 people from the same tiny little speck on a map dot in South Georgia, and they've made it to the highest levels of entertainment. And look, Posey, I don't know his politics, but I know he would rather be talking about baseball. And how do I know that? Well, they made him look foolish because they brought all of this in because, he's in the front office staff there with the San Francisco Giants, and he was made to look foolish. And like I said, maybe he wants to go back to baseball and an organization that can focus on the game. Maybe Major League Baseball should just drop the politics and, like Kenny Chesney said, just not my place. Maybe music is an escape. Maybe baseball is an escape. And I would even say definitely it is. But I want you to hear, because this is now a big story, that Major League Baseball sent a letter to the players saying you can't write Bible verses on your cap on, Pride Night or whatever. And then all of a sudden, when they got the pushback, the major pushback that they did, they were like, oh, no, we're not going to do that at all. Reporters weren't done talking about it, though. Listen to this.
Did you object to those nights when you were a player? And also, did you or anyone from the organization talk to Tony, talk to the players, and explain the importance of this demographic to your business, the importance of this evening for the fans?
I mentioned that I'm not going to revisit it, so if you want to ask baseball questions, I'll answer baseball questions.
Do you plan to reach out to the gay community about any of this, or no?
Again, if you want to go baseball questions, I made my statement on it. I'll answer baseball questions.
But you have no response to the commissioner saying inadequate and unclear communication?
I'll answer baseball questions.
Is that respect?
I believe so, yeah.
Buster, why do you want to only answer baseball questions? There are some very important matters that the public is debating outside this organization.
I'm going to answer baseball questions.
Do you feel it's not your job as the president of baseball operations? I mean, is this something we should be talking to Larry about?
Guys, we just need to keep it baseball related,
this is all fine and dandy for him to say that. And maybe he really feels like, I want to focus on baseball. Your organization made this a baseball question. Now it is a baseball question. No different than the double play in the third inning that got you out and saved the game. Save the rally and you go on to win the game. Now those two things are on equal footing. Those are now all baseball questions. So he looks cowardice a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that about Buster Posey because I hear he's a great, I've never met him.
Right.
But I hear he's a great kid from Leesburg, Georgia. I hear he's just an awesome dude.
Yeah.
But his organization made
they put him in that
this
situation.
They made this so now, Buster, you need to answer those questions. Yeah. It's a baseball question now.
But he's probably afraid to say what he wants to say.
Could be.
Yeah.
And either way, whether he supports it or doesn't, he's afraid to say because it's going to further drive a wedge into not only the players in the organization, but the fans.
The fans, yeah. Oh, it's Chris.
Shut up and dribble was not a bad word. Remember how when people would say, you can't say shut up and dribble? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
All you're doing is dividing your fan base.
Right.
When they could be, like Kenny Chesney, singing along to Living in Fast Forward, singing along to Summertime, singing along to When the Sun Goes Down, singing along
or
to whatever song.
Def Leppard.
Or, whatever.
No, absolutely.
But the thing is, Chesney's built that environment. Yeah. It is an escape. Mm-hmm. Baseball should be an escape.
Sports in general.
And they've turned their own sport into like a toxic situation.
A toxic situation, and that's a great point because sports in general, whether it's MLB, NBA, NFL, soccer, whatever it is an escape for a lot of people, and you'll hear fans. I don't want to worry about news of the day and politics. I want to go enjoy my sports, but the politicians and these wacko bureaucrats, they will make you care.
Activists, too.
The activists. These politicians are all
they're
activists now.
Too. Yeah, I guess you're right.
But they're going to make you care because they won't leave you alone, and so they infiltrate the MLB. And shame on the ownership. Shame on these guys for not pushing back. Shame on that commissioner guy at the NFL that allowed so much of that terribleness to happen with all the kneeling, and Kaepernick, who just because he couldn't play, he had to come up with an excuse.
Right.
I mean, it's so yes, it's these activists, the bureaucrats, the politicians that are taking something that's so meaningful to people and interjecting a virus
inside it.
And when people just want to get away from politics, they can't.
Shut up and dribble is a good thing.
Yeah, shut up and dribble. That should be the...
Shut up and pitch the ball, hit the ball, run, get the out.
Yeah.
It's an escape. It's an escape. Let people escape.
It's almost like Hollywood. I used to go to a lot of movies. I don't want to be preached to. I want to be entertained. You Hollywoodians out there, your job is to entertain, not to tell me what to think.
I want to play you a cut from a comedian named Tim Dillon. I want you to hear his perspective on this whole pride hats, the baseball issue that they've run into. And then afterwards, I'm going to tell you something unique and interesting about Tim that you might not know. Listen to him.
A lot of these kids do not think for themselves. And they're not kids. They're in their 30s, by the way. And they're in their 30s or 40s. They don't think for themselves. They've been taught that thinking for themselves is bad. It's racist, or it can lead you down a road that you don't want to go on. It's whatever. It's misogynist. It's homophobic. Like whatever questions you're asking, like why do the Padres have to wear gay uniforms? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Like as a gay person, I never said why I need the Padres to be gay. Why are the Padres gay?
What does the Padres uniform look like?
They're making them wear like gay things on the uniform,
like pride stuff.
It's like pride stuff. I don't think it's like a dildo on their head, but I think it's like pride stuff.
What happens when they play in Dearborn?
It's not gonna go well. But it's like, why is Citibank gay? Why is Chase gay? What is it? Why does this help anyone that a corporation is trans? Why is Chobani Yogurt trans? What's the point of this? I don't understand. Does this get people health care? Does this make people happy? Does this satisfy?
It makes some people happy.
It makes some people happy that I worry about because I just don't understand. And it makes more people angry. And that's why gay marriage has lost 11 points in support. More people are annoyed. They're like, we're all cool with however people want to live their lives. Most people are. But they're like, why is my bank gay? When did my bank come out as gay? And like, I'm okay with it, but could somebody have told me, like, what are we doing? This doesn't make anybody's life better. It is just virtue signaling horse. that ends up doing the exact opposite of what they want. They think it increases acceptance. It decreases it. Because
and he goes on and he talks about why he thinks that that's the case. But did you catch what he said in the very beginning? This is a gay comedian. He was like,
yeah.
Why does my bank have to be gay? He's like, it's not an achievement necessarily. He's just like, it's the way people have chosen to live their life.
It's a virtue badge.
That's exactly right. And that's exactly what he's pointing out. He said it's virtue signaling garbage that ends up making people dislike the community. He's talking about the gay community, and he's talking about the loss in support, 11-point loss in support of gay marriage. And he said it's not going to gain support by shoving a worldview down everybody's throat. This is a gay man, a gay comedian, saying exactly. He was like, most people don't care how you live your life. You go live your life and be what you are, do what you want. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
And that's all most people want, is to be left alone, including him as a gay man. Just leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Let me be gay.
Why does my bank have to be gay? Why does my baseball team have to be gay? It just doesn't make any sense, and it's
That's
not
a great
helpful.
observation by him, though.
I thought so
Kudos
too.
to him to be able to come out and do that, and to do it on what's his
Joe Rogan.
Rogan Show.
Yeah, that's a big platform for sure.
Yeah, huge.
When we come back on Extra 106.3, have you jumped on board yet? Have you found yourself rah-rah? Have you found yourself cheering along?
Rowing?
Even if you don't know what's happening, like I don't know what's happening, I have to ask Victor, hey, what's happening here? What am I missing? But I find myself cheering really, really loud. What am I cheering for? You may be cheering for the same thing next on Extra.
Your favorite Extra shows are streaming live video from the studio on Extra 106.3's YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Extra YouTube channel and get the Morning Extra and the Kimmer Show in live digital video.
Oh, hey, it's me again. Let's talk about Howard Brothers and Toro. When summer hits your lawn, well, the work doesn't slow down. You know that. It just keeps taking off. Well, hey, you got to make sure you keep working as well. That's where a Toro mower comes into play for you. Built for power, comfort, and smooth, reliable cuts every time. Toro helps you tackle tough grass and long days, and they do it with ease. You're not just cutting grass, you're getting the job done right. Find your Toro over at Howard Brothers. They've got the team and the machines to keep you mowing all season long. The grass is always greener with Toro and Howard Brothers.
Your yard, it stresses you out between the watering, the seeding, the weeding, and mowing. And no matter what you do, you're never satisfied. Have you thought about artificial turf? It's low maintenance, pet friendly, and looks amazing all year round. ATL Turf Co. is Atlanta's top choice for artificial grass installation. Let them build you a custom golf or putting green, outdoor kitchen, or pool deck. They even specialize in custom concrete and stonework. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at atlturfco.com. That's atlturfco.com.
You know what you get back when you call the Trusted Toolbox? You get your time back, you get your family back, and you get your house back. No more spending weekends fixing loose doors, drywall cracks, or that list that never ends. With our handyman for a day, one skilled professional shows up, knocks out multiple repairs in one visit. Everything from drywall to ceiling fans changed out, painting, trim work, and so much more. Stop working on your house every weekend. Call the Trusted Toolbox, get your time back, and get it done right the first time. Book your appointment today at thetrustedtoolbox.com.
This is Tom, the Honest Car Guy, and I'm here with Ron. And I'll let Ron tell you a little bit about his experience with us, and not only that, but the differences between a new car dealership and the Honest Car Guy, because there is a difference, with no doc fees and no addendums. It's kind of straightforward. They get to see what we pay for the car, and that's not something you get at a dealership.
Usually we're back and forth, and then you get like 1,400 pages of paper. And in this case, we did it all online. I mean, it was like, okay, I don't mind doing paperwork once I know that this is the deal.
And you got to see the financing, the numbers up
see
front
all of it
before you even bought it. You can make that call, and within hours, we can find you the car you want from your home. I mean, I had a customer call me up and say, hey, I bought a car in my pajamas.
If I'd have had some, I'd have been wearing them.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
When you sign your company's insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. We'll see you again a year later. Time for renewal. What do you say we play golf? Your business runs all year, and the gaps and the risk run all year, too. That's why I'm introducing SuperSure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex just to buy a policy online. SuperSure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At SuperSure, you can access tools like Fine Print Facts, which translates a current policy into plain English so you can see what's covered and what's not. Plus, a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is actually worth so you know what you actually need to protect. So go to supersure.com/Beck right now. One super agency, one powerful platform. All your policies in one place. That's supersure.com/Beck.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Thursday, June 25th, and here are your headlines. After an explosive meeting in the Senate turned into a win for President Trump and his administration, key Republicans flipped on another bid to handcuff the administration's authorities in Iran. In its final act before leaving Washington for a 2-week break, the Senate rejected Democrats' attempt to rein in Trump's war powers in Iran as talks continue between the U.S. and Tehran to hammer out a long-term peace agreement. Brookhaven leaders approved the city's first property tax increase in more than a decade. The millage rate will jump 40%, with city officials saying it's needed to close a $6 million budget gap and avoid cuts to services and other public safety positions. And finally, Cobb County voters will decide in November whether to renew the county's 1% SPLOST sales tax. If approved, the measure would generate more than $1.1 billion for projects, including road improvements, public safety upgrades, new county facilities, and a new state court building. Today's weather will be partly cloudy with a small chance of rain in the afternoon. It'll be a high of 86 and a low of 70. With your Extra 106.3 headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3. Download the app so you can listen live and on demand. I want to show you something, Victor, just because we've talked about this a few times this morning. And with USA finishing up with Turkey tonight at 10 in World Cup. So thousands, this is from CBS News, and it's actually something that seems positive about America, which is surprising for CBS News.
from
any mainstream media, really.
Network.
Thousands of World Cup tourists fall in love with the things Americans might take for granted, like having a blast with what the U.S. has to offer. And in this one, they're just going four-wheeling. They're going mudding in old Chevy pickup truck. Dude, it's
my
so
goodness,
awesome.
that is fantastic.
I love it, dude. Yeah, just getting out there.
I would be happy to invite some of these Europeans here up to the bunker.
Yeah.
Because I could show them some mudding. I could show them
two-stepping, line dancing, and two-stepping in this video, but line dancing too. I've seen a bunch of the World Cup fans line dancing and stuff.
I love it because I'm seeing more and more videos every day of these guys going, "We've been lied to."
That's right, absolutely, and they have. They go into Buc-ee's, but I always see one more of this dude peeling out, coming out of the mud in this old Chevy pickup truck, old square box Chevy pickup truck.
Yeah, the old C-body.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah,
Me too.
Just great trucks, great Americanism, and how awesome to introduce a European. Europeans don't get to have V8s.
No,
and they don't.
I mean, they can't or a mini
or a mini. You can't even get a 6-cylinder nowadays.
Yeah, Lord. If I were trying to drive my old pickup truck, which is a full size GMC Sierra C74 and 4-wheel drive quad cab, I wouldn't even have a daggone parking place in Europe. I'd take up 3 parking places.
There are lanes in Europe you'd have trouble driving down because they don't make their lanes big enough for trucks.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
There are videos all over social media of a British family, and the lady is just enamored by the size of the American trucks.
I love it, dude.
And they take just a bunch of pictures of her standing next to trucks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Look how small she is.
It's so great. It's so great. That's a pretty good little accent there.
I've been practicing.
Your British accent? I love it. I love it, dude. It's awesome. If there's been, there's a lot of victories in the World Cup being in the United States, which is, as you brought up yesterday, won't ever be allowed again.
Yeah, I don't think it will be.
Not with the positivity of the United States on display.
What started a week or so ago, I promise you, the social socialists around the world are infiltrating FIFA, going, we ain't letting this happen
Never again.
It's not.
Never again.
And they're figuring out ways, how can we control social media more so we can stop people from seeing what they're seeing?
Well, they've already started that trend. They say, you can't be on social media if you're younger than 16 or something like that.
Look what they're doing in Europe.
Reckon why?
England, yeah.
Reckon why?
Yeah.
Because you can keep those kids from being able to see any of that
reality,
stuff. Any reality,
real
that's right.
World
but
that
then
is.
on top of it, because you have to prove who you are using an ID, you know, they you know, they'll use that to you know, monitor everything, you know,
right,
that you do,
everything you do,
and it's just unfortunate. It is so unfortunate, but you know, because of that, because of the positivity toward the United States and how people love it and are seeing it and experiencing, and I love seeing that, you know, them enjoying the country that I love so much, and served in the United States Navy, and both my grandfathers served in World War II, so we have just you know, a history in my family of service. And to see people enjoying it has really brought me in. I know nothing about soccer, dude. Don't touch it with your hands. That's what I know. I don't know the positions on the field. I know the goalie. That's it. I know the yeah. And is it a goalie or a goalkeeper?
Well,
it can be either one.
You can, yes.
Okay.
But you'll hear mostly is referred to as the keeper.
Yeah, and see, I would never say that. I would, just because I don't know, man. I don't know. But I have fallen in love with the passion for America, and I've always been, you know, even in the Olympics. I don't know anything about curling either, but if curling's on and Team USA's playing, I'm like, come on, dust the ice. What are you doing? I know what's going on.
I have been asked every Olympics why the Mexican team doesn't do better in curling, and I asked the question myself:
where do they practice?
They should be really good at it.
Well, I'm thinking, where are they going to practice? There's not a lot of ice in Mexico.
Well, okay, yes. But they're very good sweepers and cleaners.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But if you don't have ice to sweep and clean,
good point. Good point, because the floor is different.
That's right, dude. Come on, it's like it'd be like saying they're really good at ice hockey. You know, where are they practicing?
Okay, this is a wonderful point, and that's going to be my answer next time. Now, if we can change it from ice to a regular floor, my people gonna win that.
Just running.
I mean, hands down.
I love it, dude. It's awesome. Which kind of, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know much about lacrosse either, but isn't lacrosse very similar to hockey and soccer, kind of a blend of those, but you run?
In a way, to me, yes, especially lacrosse. I mean, you just have a stick, but you are running back and forth, and you're trying to put that thing in a goal and get it past the keeper.
But,
absolutely.
But that's the because you asked the question, have I jumped in on board because of the World Cup? And the answer, all of those reasons that we've laid out, is the answer. I've said yes, and I don't know that I'll make it. Probably won't make it tonight to see USA versus Turkey. Yeah. But I'll be eager to find out in the morning. Just because it's too late for me. Same reason I don't watch my favorite Braves team playing on the West Coast. I got to go to bed. I can't stay up that long.
But I'll bet you something that you're just not used to doing. But I'll bet you at come 4 o'clock in the morning, you're going to want to check to see how did the US do.
First thing I'll question. That's the first thing I'll have a question about. And it was and will be until this thing's over. I know nothing about soccer, but I think I posted this. Let me see if I can show you on Instagram. You can find me at Tug Cowart. See if I can pull up my profile here. And it's so true. And I've gotten so many comments off of it. And it was when we were playing Australia, last Friday?
Yep.
And I put, I'm a soccer casual, but I'm a pro USA fan.
That's excellent.
You know what I mean?
Excellent.
I had no idea what I was watching, and I had the volume down and had the commentators on. I had good country music blaring, throughout the house. My son got home and he's like, "Good Lord, awful loud in here." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm home by myself."
One of the greatest things about soccer being a world sport, because you truly are, you're representing your country, is it's here. It's in the U.S. All these countries came here to battle on our grounds and
have fallen in love with it.
And they've all fallen in love with it. And they're getting a good dose of, and Jeff, if you've got it, when the U.S. plays, liberals get really mad because, and if you've noticed, they're not going to chant USA like at a Trump rally. It's always USA, USA. They were chanting what is the socialist? They have their own chant, but it's socialist US something like that.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
But with the United States soccer team, you're going to hear a lot of this.
Let's go.
Let's go USA.
Yes,
9 o'clock tonight.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Dude, that's
9 o'clock tonight. And it makes you want to be American. It makes you proud to be an American.
That's right. And that's so why that I'm in. because I do love America. I know nothing about the sport you're playing, but I know what this country means to me, and I'm going to cheer for my country's team. Yeah. And I know those other countries are going to do the same thing, and I understand they should love their country the way I love mine. Ours just happens to be better than the
Ours
rest of
happens
them.
to be best,
You know, we just
better than any place on this
right.
planet.
That's why everybody wants to come here, and the people that hate it won't leave.
Won't leave.
Dude, it's so
100%.
good.
You know you are in the greatest country in the world when our country's biggest haters won't leave. We've even tried to pay for them to leave, and they won't leave.
That's exactly right, man.
What does that tell you?
Well,
I've often said we're the only country in the world that needs a wall on the border to keep people out, not to keep people
right.
in.
Absolutely right. And if you think about those communist nations, like, I don't know,
they build walls.
Remember in Germany?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
before the unification, there was one side had a wall to keep people in. And it wasn't.
And people still tried to get out.
It was right, and it was the communist side.
Man, it was it wasn't freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom doesn't need a wall to keep you in.
No, that's right. Absolutely right, man. So, but definitely, I'm in for the stuff that's going on, and I love seeing maybe you too. Maybe there's something, and you feel free to reach out. 404-741-1230 at Extra 1063 across the social media platforms to talk about some of those things that you've seen that you've enjoyed.
Yeah, what I would love to hear from a listener who's maybe not into soccer, but this World Cup, since it's here in the U.S., what about it has made you proud to be an American?
Yeah.
Or is there something you've seen with the World Cup or heard maybe one of us say that made you go, I am proud to be an American?
As you should
I don't care what Democrats tell me.
Right. Just because those clowns don't get it right doesn't mean I'm not going to get it right. And I do think I can't say that most of our audience is watching and keeping up, but I would imagine they are because they love the United States.
They love the U.S. And
it's like the Olympics. Again, my example with curling, and I would say that about any of the other competitions, the games that get played at the Olympics. I don't know much about many of them.
Yeah, me either.
But I'm cheering every time, man. And can't wait to show off my American pride and be glad that American exceptionalism is on display
big time.
The way that it is, and I love that. Who do you think wins this whole thing? Do you have a guess?
Well,
I mean, because the United States is doing real well.
I do. I'll go on the record here and I'll say a few things. On paper, Spain should probably win the World Cup. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't always happen, and that's why they play the game.
Actually play the game.
And that's why they play. Yes, that's why they play the game. And what's the other saying? You play the team that's in front of you. Mm-hmm. And one beautiful thing about soccer is you can be the best team in the world, which Spain arguably is right now the best team in the world. But you can go up against the United States, and we're here, we're home, we've got the advantage.
I'm going to give you an example of why I know what you're saying is right. If you watch the College Baseball World Series, Oklahoma didn't even finish the season ranked. They went into the SEC tournament out of 14 teams, I think. They finished 11th. Mm. They got on a run because they squeaked in. Mm-hmm. They get on a run. They beat Georgia Tech in a walk-off. They beat whoever they played next, and then they get to Omaha, and then they beat Georgia.
Wow.
And then they go on to win it all. They weren't ranked.
So they non-ranking team.
As far as that, the top. And then they just hit this run, and they weren't supposed to win, and yet they did.
See,
they won it all.
That's a beautiful thing, and that's what I'm going to say next. Because, like I said, on paper, you would look at Spain and think that. But this is so. There's many reasons why this is the best World Cup I've ever seen. And folks, when you're a family like mine, you watch every game of the World Cup, and that's what we've done since I was a kid. This has been one of the best. And this World Cup right now is I've never seen a better chance for a lower level team that's going to be able to get to the final or at least to the semi. So we're going to see some interesting things. The United States has never had this best chance. They've got a path to get to at least the Final Four that they've never had before.
Yeah.
So this is just, it's so exciting. And you've got, of course, an Argentina team. You've got Messi. Messi is the GOAT.
And he's the guy that scored, didn't he break a record?
He sure did. He has scored the most goals in a World Cup.
My son was telling me all about it. Man, he just thought it was great.
He is, and Ronaldo is also broke a record. He's played in the most World Cups, or scored in the most. Yeah, scored in 6 World Cups. Nobody else has done that. So there are records being set. There are players there. You with your stars, your Neymars, your Ronaldos, your Mbappes, your Messis, Haaland. They're all scoring. They're doing what Americans love to see.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's probably engaging
and that's
for people.
Another why I think, yes.
And baseball as a whole has always been a low-scoring game, and lately, that's changed a little bit too with baseball. And they've implemented a few rules to try to beef up the scoring, and it is
let them juice.
Yeah, man. Well, they did in the 90s.
That's what I was going to say.
They totally let them do it in the 90s, and then acted surprised.
You're like, hey,
what? You mean they were taking steroids? You're telling me that the man in Barry Bonds, and I'm not picking on Barry because there were so many others that did. Barry Bonds, one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
Yeah.
Did he juice? Absolutely right. Yes, he did.
Yeah, but it worked.
I knew, though, what I knew. I mean, you could obviously see the change in him. You're like, that doesn't seem natural. And then the fact that his head got bigger. When your head gets bigger, something has changed. I mean, you've introduced something foreign into the And look, and then the crazy thing, Major League Baseball acted like, what?
What?
This was happening?
What? What do you mean?
No. Well, we've got to punish all of you.
Yeah, we're going to punish you now.
And they did. They did. It's crazy. And for a long time, I was against Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and those guys being in the Hall of Fame because they cheated the way they did. Mm-hmm. But then when you go back and learn the real story of Major League Baseball, knew it the whole time. Turned a blind eye. Yeah, they loved all the home runs. They loved the attention. Mm-hmm. Everything was in. They all knew it. And they allowed it to happen.
People bought tickets to try to catch one of these blasts.
Absolutely. So I've changed my opinion on that. I know some people haven't,
I would agree with you on that.
I completely changed my opinion. If they fostered the environment for it to happen.
If you're going to make the rules and I follow the rules that you made, then I shouldn't be punished.
And then knowing that the rules were there and then to completely do a 180 and turn your back knowing that the rules were being broken because it benefited you.
Because it benefited
That's
you.
dirty, man.
Yeah, that is
dirty. And then those guys had to take the fall. Those guys had to be. They're the ones that punished. But anyway, when we come back, this is how leftist media works. I want to read you a headline, and you're going to roll your eyes so far back into your head. Giant eye roll, as Los would call it. I mean, it'll be like you've hit the lottery. Or no, hit a jackpot in Las Vegas. Like on Bugs Bunny, when the eyes just turn. You'll roll your eyes like that when I give you the headline that the mainstream media has run with next on Extra.
Extra 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, June 25th. The Braves were swept for the first time this season after a 5-2 loss in the series finale of the Padres last night. The 4-game losing streak marks the longest losing streak of the season for Atlanta as they now head to San Francisco for a 3-game weekend series that begins on Friday night. The Hawks continue to add to their roster and get the center they've been looking for in the NBA draft. Following a trade for the number 52 overall pick, the Hawks selected 7-foot center Henry Visar out of North Carolina in the second round. Visar averaged 17 points, nearly 9 rebounds, and just over 2 assists in his final season as a Tar Heel. And the United States men's national team plays their final match in group stage play of the World Cup tonight. They face off against Turkey with kickoff set for 10 p.m. With your sports headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
Commuting every day? Well, the 2026 Toyota Camry is now all hybrid, which means for you up to 53 miles per gallon in the city. An easy way to cut those fuel stops without giving up comfort. At Marietta Toyota, every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty, unlimited time, and unlimited mileage for as long as you own it. And we're voted Best of COP for 2026, Best New Car Dealership, and Best Service Center for well-qualified buyers. 6.49% APR for 72 months is available on the new 2026 Camry hybrid through through June 30th. Non-Toyota owners may qualify for a $1,000 Camry Conquest bonus cash, no trade-in required. Remember, visiting us on Cobb Parkway South means you're going to get the best deal possible. We're just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota since 1975. We've been here and we'll be here for you.
6.49% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers are qualified. $1,000 Conquest for eligible current non-Toyota owners. Must finance and lease through Southeast Toyota Finance. No trade required. And 6/30/2026. See dealer for details. All prices exclude tax, tag, title, and include $699 dock fee and $257 electronic tag fee.
The right partner makes all the difference. For more than 185 years, we forged personal relationships with our customers and communities, funding economic development and rallying around the causes that are important to our neighbors. With the technology, products, and expertise you'd expect from a big bank and the local decision-making and commitment to community from your neighborhood bank, United Bankshares is your trusted financial partner for life. Learn more at bankwithunited.com. United Bankshares, member FDIC.
Stovall & Company is a locally owned and operated family business that has been around for 75 years, offering quality wholesale landscape supplies to North Georgia. We just opened our 11th location in Canton, Georgia at 9500 Union Hill. Stovall provides contractors with personalized expert service from special requests to direct job site delivery for hassle-free jobs and quality relationships at competitive prices. From plants to irrigation to hardscapes, Stovall truly has it all. Check us out at StovallInc.com.
From America's Revolutionary War to Israel's fight for survival in 1948, both nations have faced moments that has tested their courage. Two countries founded by a covenant with God, but all the while men have tried to destroy them, yet freedom endured. In October of 1985, President Ronald Reagan delivered these remarks about America's commitment to stand with Israel.
In our talks, we paid special attention to two issues: our commitment to Israel's security and well-being, and our shared desire to move forward together toward a just and lasting peace between Israel and all its Arab neighbors. A strong, secure Israel is a shared interest.
As America celebrates her 250th anniversary, the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews reflects on the friendship between the United States and Israel, the two democracies built on faith, liberty, and hope. Two nations who share a common, higher purpose. Sign up to receive a free USA Israel flag pin when you go online to flagpinifcj.org. That's flagpinifcj.org.
Freedom lives on Extra 106.3 as we hook you up with an extra $250 to celebrate 250 years of America's freedom. Starting Monday, we'll be hooking you up with an extra $250 to help with gas bills or maybe just an extra case of beer to celebrate America. Listen to the Morning Extra starting Monday for all the details from Atlanta's most patriotic station, Extra 106.3 FM.
$250 starting on Monday here on the Morning Extra, and then in the afternoon with the Kimmer Show, we're giving away extra cash in celebration of 250 years of America. We're giving away $250 to listeners here on the Morning Extra in the afternoon on the Kimmer Show. What will you do with that money? I mean, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do with it. It's do you sock it away? Do you I don't know, put it in a 401k? What do you do with it? I don't know. It's totally up to you.
Up to you.
But I mean, my inclination is to waste it. I mean, and I have to coach myself through that because I'm a saver by nature.
Waste it.
but when it comes out of nowhere and you don't expect it, I'm like, woohoo!
Yeah.
I just because $250 that you can just use on anything doesn't come up very often.
Right, doesn't come very often.
It's like winning the lottery a little bit. A little scratch off, $250.
Exactly, $250 to me. I'm thinking, you can go get a few rounds of 9mm.
There you go.
Get a few
Absolutely, some shotgun shells.
Some shotgun
Man,
shells.
whatever it is you want, whatever it is you need, you can do.
That's right.
Whatever you'd like, and it will be, it'll be great because that's the beauty of America, and that's what we want to promote here on Extra.
If you want to upset a liberal today, upset a Democrat today, just go to your local gun store.
Yeah, you'll piss them right off. Because they're the only ones who are supposed to have weapons.
That's right.
They're the only ones. They're the only ones, and they only want to use it to move their cause.
Their agenda. And stop you from objecting to their agenda.
That's right. Oh, my gosh. I want to tell you, speaking of kind of along those lines, how leftists report the news. No wonder people don't believe a word out of the mainstream media. I want you to hear the headline and then to roll your eyes. So here is the headline. Let me give it to you as I get it open here. A decline in car break-ins across Oakland is being welcomed as a public safety win. A decline in car break-ins across Oakland is being welcomed as a public safety win. Right? That sounds good. Mm-hmm. But it goes on. But it's also contributing to a downturn for some local auto glass repair business. You had to find the negative. Yeah. So crime is being reduced. Yeah, that's good. It's good, I guess. But those people that were replacing all those windows getting broken, they're getting robbed. They don't have as much business as they used to.
Wow.
Dude, that is the way leftists report the news. You wonder why nobody pays attention to it. They don't pay attention. These people are not serious. They're not serious people. And that's why you shouldn't watch the news at night. True. And I mean any, including Fox.
Yeah, including Fox.
Don't watch any of it.
Yeah.
You know, you can, you'll be less upset.
You'll be a happier
Your blood pressure will go down.
And lower blood pressure without medication.
And there's all kinds of ways to find news. Mm-hmm. And to
listen to 106.1.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have some of it, but
we do the work so you don't have to.
That's right. We try to. But it is. People are like, how much news do you watch? Having to do a news show, I'm like 0. I watch 0 news.
We really don't have to.
I don't have to. I don't have to watch the news. I know what kind of bull crap they're going to hand off and present as factual when it's not. Mm-hmm. I have no interest in any of it. I gather, I'll go on many social media sites. I go on people that I agree with, I disagree with, and that way I try to find, the middle. Where is the middle? Like, what is the habit or a conservative point of view? Mm-hmm. And I form my own opinion on it. And sometimes I'm right, and there are times that I'll be wrong, and I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. Because I think that's what most people are. Mm-hmm. You know, you want to find the best information you can, and you got to search for it. If you want to do it, if you want to be well informed, you got to search for it because you're not going to get it on.
You're not going to get it from
TV.
Your main.
And it's crazy because our parents, I know my parents were, they thought the news was there to tell them the facts.
Yeah.
Tell them so they could know what was happening.
They could know what's going on and make a decision. But that's not.
And it's never.
There is no real journalism. And very few.
It goes back to the founding of the country. Mm-hmm. People were using propaganda. Yeah. People were using media to influence, newspapers to influence. Even during the revolution, it was being used.
Yeah. Well,
and nothing has changed. It's still being used every day the exact same way.
It's just worse now.
Yeah, it's more blatant and it's saturating where it wasn't then.
Yep, that's true. And you have you have these so-called journalists. The problem I have now, I mean, if these people would come out on CNN and just say, hey, look, we're lean left.
We're leftists.
And I'm going to tell you, and then you decide. But they won't do that. They'll look at your face and tell you, we're not leftists. We don't do that. We're just giving you the story. No, you're not. You're giving me an opinion.
Yeah. Which is fine. You can have your opinion.
Which is fine. Call it an opinion show. But
just be honest about what you are.
Be honest about it.
And we try to here. We're a conservative radio station. Mm-hmm. We don't back away from it. We don't hide it.
We're right. You're wrong. No, go ahead. We're right. They're wrong.
Kinda. I mean, no, but that's certainly our opinion. But nobody comes here going, I wonder what their point of view is. Atlanta's conservative news?
No. You turn on the Morning Show Extra, kind of know where you're coming from. If you turn on the Victor Armendariz Show, you kind of know where I'm coming from. I love America.
Kimmer Show this afternoon? This is no surprise.
Tell me you don't know where Kimmer stands. I challenge anyone to tell me that.
Yeah. It's exactly right. Yeah. So I'm happy gas prices should be coming down. I think they're already down.
Did you see...
by about 60
I think
cents.
this morning it was, oh my goodness, the oil price was under 70.
Yeah, it's back to where it was
I think it's less than, pre-invasion wasn't it at $70? I think we're getting lower than that now.
Trump did say something yesterday about the oil companies gouging people a little bit. I don't know that I believe it's the oil companies.
This is one of those situations where I would disagree with Trump, and I don't like when to me, he's taking the socialist view.
Yeah, that's right. But I do think some of the gas stations are able to keep it artificially inflated for a while. They'll eventually
if their
have
competition
to.
Does as well.
That's exactly right. And so if they artificially and then And then at some point they're going to have to let it fall, but they're going to keep it there as long as they can.
Well, there is a theory about that. It's called rocket and feathers, because when oil prices go up, the gas pump rockets up, but when oil barrel prices come down, it feathers the price on the. And so there is a theory behind it.
I think Trump, if he had said that, he would be more correct.
Oh, he would have been way more correct.
Actually, not more correct. He would have actually been correct, because I don't think it's the oil companies.
Right, and I agree with you 100%. And that's where he ought to. Sometimes I feel like because Trump is not your typical conservative Republican. I mean,
he's definitely not. He's a spender.
He is. He's more of a populist,
definitely.
And so sometimes he tends to gravitate to that. I would call it a Democrat socialist. Let's use the terms of the Democrats. He attempts to use their language, because when you look at gas stations and your first inclination is they're gouging, that's something Chuck Schumer says. That's something the Democrat to create. Do you want people to be mad at business, at the oil companies? That's wrong, because if you just look at the history, every time oil prices have gone up, the same things happen. Every time they drop, the same thing happens at the pump. It takes longer for the prices to come down, and that has something. It's all market forces. So it's from the refineries to putting diesel in the truck to get your gas to. Just because you don't use diesel, trust me, a diesel truck is delivering everything. So there's a lot of factors.
Yeah, no doubt.
And the prices will come down. They are coming down.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
you just got to give it some time.
It's already, I think, nationwide is below 390. I passed today. I think it was a QT, and it was 350, maybe 355.
I saw 344 yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
So it is coming down.
It for sure is. And then as this war winds down, that's going to continue to happen, and the markets will react positively. And we're already below what I think just a tick below what we were beforehand. So, and look, Trump needs to start focusing on the explaining how the economy, how well it is doing. CNBC is reporting, that for the last 4 months everything has been really, really good. This is CNBC. I mean,
GDP
it's still an NBC
is probably going to be back to 3%.
Yeah, that's right. So you're going to see all of this good news, and they really need to focus on it and tell the American people. They have to tell the story.
And people need to start feeling it. And one way to do that is again, the Republican Party right now could do a third reconciliation bill and drop taxes. And with the oil prices dropping and you drop taxes, your people will feel it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's how you win. That's how you win right there.
Absolutely.
That'll do it for us. We will be back tomorrow for Finally Friday. If you stand on your tippy toes, you can see the weekend is right there. You can almost touch it, but you can't. You cannot touch it. They won't let you. But we'll be back tomorrow with Victor and myself here on the Morning Extra at 6 a.m. Hopefully you'll join us. Stick around for Beck, Clay, and Buck, and then the local afternoon show with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder here on Extra 106.3. Y'all come back now. You hear?
Morning Extra has you covered until 10 a.m. Then it's Glenn Beck, Clay Travis, and Buck Sexton at noon, and the Kimmer Show taking over at 3, only on Extra 106.3.
The warm air, the beautiful weather, and the sounds of baseball. It's got you thinking about hitting the road. And no matter where your adventures take you, Subaru of Gwinnett has a vehicle to get you there safely and in style. Like the 2026 Subaru Outback, which will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive plus up to 32 miles per gallon. And if you're up for adventure, it'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. More than the Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4 or the 2026 Subaru Forester, the SUV for all you love. It's the right-sized SUV for all the adventures ahead with a spacious and comfortable interior for everyone you want to bring along. And no matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with